Ladies and gentlemen, it's Saturday night. We're standing over here at Primetime Racing League, ready to do a 2-for-1. We were here last Saturday for race number 6 and 7. No, 5 and 6. Yeah, 5 and 6. This week it's race number 7 and 8. So we will be running at Daytona and at Talladega. Anyway, this is Tarnation TV. Thank you very much for spending the evening with us, if that's what you are doing. If you're watching the replay, thanks for doing that too. My name is Blaine Donlin, joined by Rod Weston. Good evening, Sir Rod.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Back to the doubleheader tonight. We're going to do Daytona and Talladega again. You're going to get a chance to see some of the consummate professionals at the super speedway racing. A lot of these guys do really good. I like the second race better than the first just because there's a lot more three-wide racing. We should have a lot of fun tonight.
I like we talked about it last week too, the fact that we do 2 short races here. So the Daytona race, I believe, is 40 laps, and then there's 38 on the Talladega track. And that day goes by quick, trying to keep track of everything. And we've got updated points, of course, that we'll be showing you here in a second. And in between races, there'll be a 10-minute intermission, in which time Graham will actually run the numbers and get updated points right away. So we'll actually have updated points for race number 7, which is the first race of the night. Pretty fast. I don't know how he turns it around that quick, but we'll stay on top of it and we'll get it all done for you.
What they always say, right? To err is human, to really mess things up, you need a computer. But yeah, he gets in there, grinds the numbers out, pops them right out for us. We go to the second race. Difference in tonight, which is difference in last week. Last week, random qualifying. Every week, it's a different way of doing it. One week they do random qualifying, the next week they actually qualify. So tonight, qualifying will be a little longer for us, but that's okay. They'll get out there and they'll go out, qualify, and they'll start where they qualify. So good. I see we got David Chin out there in there, and I think we'll be talking with him hopefully again tomorrow night at ASR Super Speedway Racing. Last time we were out, I believe he was our last time winner. So he's been on a tear. Well, I take that wrong. Last time I was out there, he won. I don't know how he did last week. You were there, I was not.
That's a good question. I got so many stats and exports now. Every week we end up doing 2, 3, 4 broadcasts sometimes, and it all starts to blur. But you know what? Which is amazing though. We come out to these races, and there's always 20+ driver counts. It's crazy. I love it.
And I unfortunately, the reason why I can't make it there is, as some of you may know, I race for real, and Brian Wolf was really kind and kicked back the start time a half an hour, and if it had stood, I would have been able to make it and been able to be there for the broadcast. But unfortunately, due to circumstances, kind of beyond his control, I had to go back to the 8 o'clock start time. I come in the house at 8:10, so I was just about in time enough to make it, but I could not quite make it. So, but gotta get mine around tomorrow. I will be there tomorrow. I gotta go work on the modified tomorrow, but I will be back in time enough to be there to do the broadcast for Brian Wolf and Dave Chin and them guys over at ASR tomorrow night.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, people that don't know how this thing works behind the scenes as broadcasters, we need to be in there for qualifying. If you can't be on the qualifying grid, it won't let you in the race. So you need to pay somebody to stay at home and then abort your qualifying route and then just quit, because then you could always join in whenever you want. You could be halfway through the race and pop in.
And so unfortunately, some of us, the guys that have a job at FedEx all day, come home, they have time to do the broadcast. Yep. And then there's some of us out there that race for real, and we really try to get home in time, but it's tough to do. We had tried to do double headers last week, and got right down to the feature before mine, and then that's when they did the shutout. So this coming Sunday, not this Sunday, but the next following Sunday, we have double features again, so it's going to be tough for me to try to get in here again. So we'll see how it works out. Hopefully I can get back and home in time, and we'll be able to make the guys over at ASR proud. But tonight, we're here to make the guys at TRL proud of us, because I like these guys. Just like I like the guys on Sunday, there's a lot of good group of guys, good super speedway racers, and need to get these guys to kind of work together a little bit. Get some more of them guys from Sunday to come over here on Saturday, and some of these guys from Saturday to get over there on Sunday, so we can get some more drivers out there.
And that's the thing too. There's such great turnouts both nights, but if you could combine forces, it'd be wild. You'd be needing knockouts.
Yeah. So, although we've talked about that too, super speedway racing is great, and you get 30. Look, I think we counted earlier. We had about 30 cars out here tonight, and that's a pretty good field. I'm not saying that 40 drivers couldn't get it done here, but just imagine if you're back there, the last car in line, you're 30th, and something happens, or if you're back there and you're 40th and something happens, your chances of getting by 30 cars are a little better than the chances of getting by 40 cars. So.
And then there is that sweet spot too when you have a full field. It's amazing to watch, but like the bump drafting, the strategy has to change when you're bump drafting on a super speedway with 30 plus cars on the track, because that wave of momentum sort of flows through the field. If you're up front and you're starting the bump, you'll be fine, but by the time it hits mid-pack and they're heading into the turn, those checkups become amplified, and then you end up getting some wrecks if people aren't used to it. I mean, if you're out here all the time, you're looking at the driver count and you're going, I'm not bump drafting. You just kind of give yourself maybe that little bit more space. You want to be as close as you can to the car in front of you, but if you're not in that first half, you got to leave some space, because those bumps tend to amplify, and it can turn into a nightmare sometimes. But most of these guys know what they're doing. Accidents happen, of course. You can't really blame anybody anytime an accident happens. But we get it done every week, and there's been some great races. There's been some fantastic races, even though there's lots of cautions. And
what's funny though is, like, if you were to take somebody new and they wanted to come in and they try this NASCAR thing, you get them a wheel, you get them hooked up. Where do you send them? You're sending them Daytona and Talladega. Why? Because it's the easiest track to drive. You know what I mean? Yeah. It is so easy to do. Go out there with the computer cars, learn and study. Okay, that's one side of the coin. The other side of the coin is, this is some of the hardest racing you'll ever do when you're out there with what you're going to see tonight with these guys. Because you're playing chess with 20 different people at, 200 miles an hour, and by the time you get done with this, your brain is fried from just trying to figure out where's this guy got to go? How do I do this? How do I get around here? It's one of the easiest things to drive, but the hardest ones to win, because it's just, you got to have friends, and it's just so much mind games and just work on your brain to try to figure out how to be fast here.
Yeah, the thing, it doesn't matter how many times you do it, too. I've been playing this thing on and off since it came out, and thousands of laps around tracks like this with groups of people like this. And when you're out there in a race situation, you're still white knuckle, can't breathe at the edge of your seat. And when the race is done, you're fatigued, and all you're doing is playing a video game.
And so when I first started doing this and started playing this, you and I have talked about this many times, about how your strategy is always to want to run up front, stay out of trouble. Mine was always to run in the back, just to try to let the trouble happen and hopefully to be there at the end. But I can't drive. Back in the day, we had Daytona, Talladega, 2 grooves. That's it. And the outside groove wasn't the better groove, but it was a groove. And I was like, I can't hold my breath that long. I can't do it. Yeah. Nowadays, we got tracks like the second track we're going to ride tonight, which is, the PRL SS, or Super Speedway, they call it. And they run 3 wide. The first time I came with these guys and raced with them, I was like, these guys are nuts.
Yeah.
And then you wait, and then you're like, they're going to wreck. And you're 10 laps later, and they're still going 3 wide. And then you're like, well, can't beat them that way. You might as well join them. So out to the 3rd groove I went, and I was just like impressed with how much fun it is racing with these guys. This group here, PRL, is where used to be Talladega Nights. Same group of guys, and I was just impressed with how much fun it was racing with these guys, and running 3 wide all day long is just incredible.
Yeah, and the version of I wonder if this Daytona track has evolved as much as Talladega has.
The last race that I was here, not last weekend, we did see some 3 wide racing, but it wasn't as prominent. So I don't know if somebody has really got in there. We have talked with a few different drivers, and they've given us, their opinion on, what they may have done to make changes and stuff like that. But, if we really seriously want to do it, we've talked about, you and I, about doing a podcast. I mean, we got to get John Godfrey in there and say, John, tell us the secret. You don't have to tell us exactly what you do, but, what are you changing? Not necessarily the numbers, but, what are you changing and why are you changing and how, you know what I mean? Because there's got to be a science to it.
Yeah, and to balance these tracks, like I know Talladega seems to be the favorite because it is a little bit wider. Daytona has obviously been dealt with a lot too. I know BBMC rebuilt this thing and it looks phenomenal. And again, it always ends up being kind of a two-lane race anyway. Even if this thing was modified to be a 3-wide situation, it's just not as wide as Talladega.
No, it's harder to do. You can go 3 wide. There's room enough for it, but you have a lot more room to go 3 wide lap after lap at Talladega, where you do here. I mean, it could happen, but it's still a lot of really touchy, kind of not a lot of room to do that. So I think probably leaving this a 2 wide track might just be the better way to do it. This version of it actually has a very good upper groove. In some instances, it's probably the better way, but the bottom groove can still take advantage of it. And remember, on the super speedways like this, the inside groove always gets the advantage kind of going into the corner, where the outside groove gets the advantage coming off the corner. Get the right amount of drivers on that bottom groove, they can still be unbeatable.
I have noticed that we're running this TR version, that, even we noticed it last week, it is a lot better than the stock version.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, anything Tally Rally is going to be, that's what TR stands for, is a Tally Rally. They just kind of change the grip lines and whatever. But as the sun sets here at Daytona, it's always cool having, this is more of a twilight setup right here, checking out the sky box. But always cool coming out here. These night tracks always look cool. I don't know what it is about them. They just, the lights, the darkened sky. Not raining. That would be interesting.
Yeah, I don't think they would want to be out there in the rain. But let's kind of run through. We got a few minutes here. Let's run through qualifying. So we got Rodney Sullivan's on the pole. Outside him is Doug Heelick. Tim Anderson's going to start third tonight. Ken Roberts in fourth. Greg Lovell, the current point leader. We were going to talk about that in a little bit here. Graham McDonald had the points lead last week. Graham just didn't have the greatest couple of races, and Greg Lovell did, so he took the points lead over. Pat McCarskey, not a surprise to see him up there in the 6th position. Denny Carroll in 7th. Kelly Kaza's in the house tonight. Glad to see him here. He's starting in 8th. Robert Breedlove in 9th, and Brian Level in the 10th position. I'm going to let you do 11 to 20.
Oh, cool. 1 sec. Let me put my camera down.
You can go if you want. Keep going.
I'll get her going here. Am I 11 to 20, you said? All right, let's do Randy Wan, the 11th position there, of course, right beside Greg Palmer. And we've got Eric Lovell, Dennis McCarthy, Graham McDonald, Keith Bynum, Ken Hunsberry, and Bobby Farrell. And then we've got, of course, Donnie Cameron and Dan Lovell. That would be what, row 8?
Yep. And then we have Robert Springs, one of the new guys here, actually started coming into racing with these guys from a broadcast that we had done. Reached out to me when he found out that I was a paraplegic and was asking questions because he had a kind of a bum knee. We've kind of struck up a little bit of a friendship, got him playing golf, and got him racing over here at a few places that we broadcast for.
Oh, cool.
Javier Negron is going to be in the 22nd. We're going to skip that night there. Blaine Donnellan, he's kind of stuck in there, so we're going to give 23rd to Ulysses Puppy Sandoval. And then Billy Iser in that beautiful looking Coors Light car. Josh Slocum. Alex Moe's in the house tonight. Nate Balzer, he's got I think a cancer awareness race coming up here pretty soon. Yes, Gary Heiser, world famous number 3. Then of course there's that Rod Weston guy that doesn't get to qualify. And then Javier Negron managed to qualify in twice. So I think he probably qualified the first time in the wrong car, came back in, and so that puts him going to be shotgun on the field. Keep your eye on him. I think he'll be up near the front.
Oh, interesting. Oh, yeah, the 332 of Javier in 22nd wouldn't be him.
Yeah.
He drives the 40, so.
Yeah. But imagine that everybody in that lane will get to move up. They're going to get to move up because I'm on the outside there and you're on the inside a little bit. So, but yeah, unfortunately, like last week, I think you were really far up there in the starting lineup, and I was like right behind you, so that moved that whole lineup quite a bit. They did the random qualifying. So this week, if you can qualify if you want. So basically, from Javier Negron all the way down, these guys didn't take time, so they just preferred to start in the back. Sometimes that's the better strategy.
Yeah, and with the broadcasters being in play too, that's kind of a bonus. You gain a couple of spots, and sometimes that might help. But yeah, thanks again to everybody who's watching on the YouTube, and of course, interacting with us, and however you do that, Facebook pages, all that stuff. If you want information for Primetime Racing League, their information is in the description below. It's a very professional website. I always say it. It doesn't look pretty, but it's got everything you need. It's a lot of text, a lot of info, but that's all you need. We don't need, animated borders and flashy graphics and all kinds of craziness. Most of the time, these racing league websites, it's a lot of information, and this one's no different. So updated point standings and schedules and all that, rule books and all that stuff.
And they do a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night Super Speedway series. Monday night is an Aero. Wow, nope, sorry. It was an Aero 8 series. It went to the 76 trucks, I think it was.
I think they're changing it up. Yeah, they're going to try that out for a while.
They currently don't have the Tuesday series up and running, but there's been talks with Chris Elliott, who is the guy that ran the Tuesday night series, is talking about bringing that back up and running, although he was a little bummed when he found out that I couldn't help him because we do Maverick that night.
Yeah, the Tuesday series he used to run was, I think it was all stock, right? Stock mods, stock tracks, fast setups. They're not, they would tweak the setups if the setups needed tweaking, but everything else, you could just install the game and play it.
And basically, so like with these guys, they'll clear a black flag. So if you get a lucky dog, you'll drive around the field. Mm-hmm. You'll get a black flag at the start of the feature or the restart, and then the admin will clear it for you because that's what's going to happen. With the Tuesday night series, it was basically the game controls everything. You get a black flag, you have to serve it. There is no lucky dogs, there is no wave arounds. It's just the way it used to be back in 2003. Kind of makes it a little easier for the admins to just go in and have fun and go racing.
Yeah, it is an interesting way to do it. Just let the game do it, just like it was when it first came out. That's. And then
for the schedule, we just literally went and did what they did.
To your cars.
We went by the schedule that was there for the Cup Series back then. Yep.
That's
the
awesome.
only thing about it, the only thing we took out of it was the super speedways, because the league does enough super speedway racing.
Right.
They didn't want to do that.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's cool. Getting ready to grid up here. As we go on a full parade lap, we will just roll through the cars, take a look at all these things. As you can see on the screen there, Tarnation TV back here tomorrow at ASR Super Speedway Series, which is the BSR version of Talladega, live at 8 o'clock. On Tuesday at 8:15, the broadcast will start. Maverick Cup Series is at New Hampshire Motor Speedway in Loudon. Whatever you want to call it, that's where we're going. It's going to be a cool one. I haven't been there in a long time. Yep. And of course, on Thursday, Rolling Thunder Gaming does the Talladega Challenge at the brand new RTG version 4 of Talladega with a widened pit road, thanks to John Godfrey. And we promised there'll be no technical glitches. There was an absolute horror show for the first 20% of that race last Thursday, but at least we got the last, 70% of the race properly broadcasted.
Yeah, I tried to watch that, and it didn't work out very good.
Yeah, you got to fast forward through it about 10 minutes, and it'll be all right. And it's fine after that. But yeah, we had mic failures, and it was not fun. And then, of course, next weekend right here, looks like we're smashing them up.
I think they probably had to do a restart, so that'll happen just because guys, they say, we got an issue, we're going to have to restart, and they do, and then...
Drivers, to your cars.
It's always fun to watch everybody start wrecking.
That means we got to go back in and jump out.
Yep. And of course, next week, right here again, we've got lots of noise going on here. Next week, right here, hosted by Primetime Racing League.
Start your engines.
Nate Balser presents A Race for the Cure. Of course, all the information provided for that below. Nate, he picked an all-star team to come here and do some racing, and Primetime is the league that will be hosting it this year, so that's super cool.
So the only problem is that I didn't do very good on the coin flip.
No. Oh, yeah, there's a coin toss, yeah.
There's coin. What it is there's Flat Out Network, Tarnation TV. What is Brian's? There's something.
Oh, Andrew has got Top Dragster.
Andrew's got one, Top Dragster. So there's so many out there, and they all do great. We all do great jobs. I mean, not picking on any one person, Brett, whatever. When you get to Pat McCarski's part, I think he did a really good job of that. That's pretty cool.
That's cool.
So this year they did luck of the coin. So to see who was going to air it, they flipped the coin. Flat Out Racing, Network Racing Network got that. I like that orange crush car. That's cool. And so, then they flipped the coin, and who's his co-host? The one and only Blaine Dunham. That was, I didn't win a fair or two, which is okay. I don't care. I love doing this broadcast stuff. It's a lot of fun, especially when it comes to Talladega and Daytona. For me, it's the safest place to be.
Up in the booth, looking down on it.
Yep.
Yep. Just take a look at all these awesome-looking cars.
See, Grant McDonald's back in the Mopar paint scheme tonight.
Yes, we were talking about that before, how we as broadcasters, or just as racers in general, you really do associate certain paint schemes with certain people. Like right there, Alex Moe, he's always driving the Lowe's car. He's got Jimmy Johnson's number, he runs Lowe's. It might be blue, it might be burgundy, but it's always going to be Lowe's. Gary Heiser always uses a good wrench number 3. It's fun to see.
We showed up last week.
We weren't really used to Graham driving a different.
Graham had a totally different car. Nice looking ride, just totally different car. That's actually Gary Heiser's. That's a new one. Usually he hasn't get quite that kind of fancy with it. Pace cars are making the trip down pit road. Rodney Sellens, Doug Hillick on the front row. Let's see who gets. Ooh, Hillick. Oh no. Hillick tried to get the jump on him, and then didn't work. Had to back off. When he did, he rolled back into Ken Roberts, which slowed them guys right down. So the 3 guys on the bottom got a really good run and going. Doug Hillick and Ken Roberts were able, though, to get down into behind him.
You're not live. But thanks for recapping that, because I was just going to do it, but then I heard that you were doing it, and I'm like, you know what? We'll let Rod do that. That top lane got checked up a lot.
Did, big time. So, but now, the current points leader back there, Greg Lovell, back in 3rd. I'd call that some of these guys have done like some of the older school paint schemes, so that's kind of like the old Mountain Dew kind of scheme. That looks pretty cool. Then again, you got out there the black rifle car, Rodney Sellens, the man, the myth, the legend. That guy is the painter extraordinaire. He never really has a car that isn't. He may go, like we've seen him with the Aero 8 series, he's got an older kind of Nova, and it kind of looks plain. Until you start looking at it. He doesn't miss a detail.
He doesn't. He always does the driver suits, which I just kind of paint them one color. I'll do, like Bob Sire, I made a car for him, and it took me way too long to get it done. I actually had it done, but forgot to send it to him the last 3 or 4 days or something. He's like, hey man, did you ever get the car done? I'm like, yeah, sorry dude, I had it finished and forgot to send it to him. But thanks for being patient, Pumpkin, because that took a while. But same thing, I just go to the driver's suit, color it green. But
I can't
Rodney
wait.
goes in and puts the stitches on he puts buttons on the helmets and stuff, and he's writing the guy's name on the seat cushions. So I was like, this is crazy. I
can't wait to get into the men's cup. So it's this one here. Rodney painted me up for Talladega Nights series. I won't be able to make the first few of them and whatnot there because we're doing this here. But I'm going to get out there a couple of times and try to get out there. And he painted me up a nice Jaeger bomb car.
Nice.
It's so cool.
I'm trying to go 3 wide here, but maybe not.
Rodney Sellens got the high side. You got the outer side, like we said earlier. The outside has a tendency to be a little bit quicker. Denny Carroll kind of got a good running going with Heelick behind him and Ken Roberts behind him. So, he saw that run. So he went up there. Now Denny Carroll got a really good run going into turn 3. I'm sorry, I don't call it turn 4. I call it turn 3. And Doug Heelick went with him. That gave him enough of an edge. He should lead this lap. I don't see who got behind him there. They just had a little bit of love tap there.
Yeah, it was Kazi. Kazi just a little bit, but man, Makarski held on to it. I don't know how he did.
That's the thing I couldn't do. Driving up here with these guys like that, you're white knuckled, you're breathing, you're trying to do what you can. Heelick tried to make a run, or he's just going to go out there and try to get a hold of Rodney Sellens and see if he can use Rodney to push him up towards the front.
I mean, and look he's got Rodney, Ken Roberts, and Kelly Kazi behind him.
4 great super speedway racers right there. Pat Makarski pulling in behind him. These guys,
that bottom line's not too shabby either. You got Carroll, Anderson, Lovell, Breedlove.
Go through this whole field.
Exactly.
Oh no! Just as I say that, Ken Bynum got turned around a little bit. Just looked to me kind of like a bump draft gone a little bit awry. See it right. It's like Randy Waugh was involved. Randy Waugh is trying to be a pilot without a license.
Yeah, roof flaps did the job on the Waugh truck though, because that thing looked like it wanted to go over.
Yep, that was a good thing.
Flaps held her down.
Don't think there's a whole lot of damage out of that one. And if you notice, he's not watching still. They're still racing. So this is something new this year for these guys, which is I would have the hardest time getting used to.
That.
They're racing
they raced
back.
to the yellow. Whoops.
Doug Heelick got it at the line. But it's just a situation that, to me, it would be hard because I've done this for so many years where you don't race back. All of a sudden you do. It would take a little while to get used to that.
Well, and that's me too as a broadcaster. I would usually stay on the live feed until it's locked down. When we usually don't. Just trying to find the point of caution here.
Seeing that replay
I'm used to the field being frozen, but here they're gonna.
See, Dan Lovell kind of got into that a little bit at the end of it there, when Randy Waugh was kind of around a little bit. Kind of hard to see. Almost looks like it. Bynum had to check up.
It might have started up front too with Eric.
Yeah. So there was a checkup that went back. So when that happened, Bynum kind of. Don't want to lose that momentum. Tried to just kind of go to the high side a little bit. And I think he ended up having the check up. Randy Waugh was right behind him. See Bynum's car slow down quite a bit there. I think it was just kind of almost, too many people going too many directions and just kind of went a little haywire there for a minute. And I think what they run moderate, right?
Yes. It's just this view right here of 21 just doing this is a NASCAR game, not a Tony Hawk Pro Skater game, but he's doing a pretty good manual right there.
He was doing a stoppie. Looks like most of the top 10 and plus are going to come down pit road. I'm going to keep my eyes on Doug Heelick and Rodney Sellens to see what are they going to do for tires. I want to kind of see what people are going to do here. Some may just take fuel or lane laps in it. It's more important for the fuel than tires, right? And the tire wear isn't that bad here, so.
See what Heelick does. He's getting
right. He's taking right. Rodney's taking none. Heelick took right sides. He lost lost about 2-3 spots. But let's say this thing goes, oh no, we got a bump and banging off pit road. Looks like Pat Makarski's around sideways.
A lot of guys got kind of tangled up in that. Not a lot, but about half a dozen.
Yeah, a little bit of people trying to occupy the same spot. Looks like Lovell's going to come out second. Thought he was a little closer, and then I ended up.
So again, take a look at the current points. Greg actually leapfrogged Graham last week in the second race Graham didn't get out of that race very good, and Greg ended up winning it. And Graham was actually leading the points for the past few weeks, and Greg was able to catch him with that great finish, winning last week's race, which would have been race number 6. Yeah, it was 5 and 6. Now it's 7 and 8.
But it looks like it's going to be Rodney Sullins is going to be the one that won the trip off pit road, but I'm going to say is going to come out, well, let's see what the guys in front of him do. Ken Hunksbury stayed out to lead a lap. Looks like he's going to pit.
It's like Randy Waugh and Corey are going, and so is Tim.
Yep. Looks like Donnie Cameron. I don't know. I think we're going to do one more. Yeah, we're going to get one more lap under caution, so he may be just out, try to stay out to lead a lap as well.
2, actually, because the lights are still up.
Yeah. That's a good call. You know, if you're get it done early, go back in. My opinion, if he's doing that, go in, put 4 tires, fuel in the thing, come back out. You're going to start in the back, but you're going to be out there with 4 brand new tires. But we keep saying tires are not that important, but if you go out there and never change a tire through the whole race, which you could probably, I would imagine, in a 40 lap race, easily run the whole race as long as you don't spin the tires or spin out, and I think it would be fine. But just think about it. You come out with 4 brand new tires over guys that have got, older tires. There's got to be some advantage to it.
There has to be, yeah. Just noticed here that Ulysses Sandoval has retired due to an accident, so we're going to check to see. He was right behind Randy when this thing went down. This brouhaha. Of course, that camera angle's not going to show me anything. I'm looking for a hard hit. It doesn't really look like there was a hard hit.
That's gonna hurt him. He was currently 3rd in points. We still got another race to go. He'll be back for that. But that's gonna hurt him in points a little bit. Poppy, you don't want to lose out too much. One thing that they don't have on their points is how many races they've started.
Papacito on board, according to the window post. I wonder if he popped a gear or something.
Was he ahead or behind all of that?
He was right behind Randy, got bumped around a little bit, but nothing more than tire damage.
Yeah. Random breakdown thing can be kind of...
It looks like he's... Just fast forwarded a bit here. He's under power. He's in 3rd gear.
Johnny Cameron did come down pit road. We're going to see if he does.
Something happened. Oh, yeah, something happened when he came into the pits.
Oh, boy.
I don't know what happened there. The transmission, it's still running.
Donnie Cameron, surprisingly, did not take any tires. It just surprises me. I would have, but he didn't.
So interesting. I don't know what happened there exactly to Ulysses. He might have lost a gear. Maybe that's why he headed into the grass. Just did a little spinorama. Checking out the YouTube chat here. Fluid Studios is in there. So, hey, Tarnation TV, looking and sounding great as usual. 55 and 38. Better get on that loud pedal. Go Team BSR. Of course, congrats, Rod, on last week's performance on Sunday. Look at that.
Oh, thank you, bud. And, of course, he says go live.
And Alton Sullins is in here, of course. Don't y'all give Rodney a big head. Yeah. Well. He's really good at painting these things, Sir Sullins. Al got his own YouTube account now. So that's Rodney's dad in there.
Yeah.
Where's Rodney? Oh, look at. Of course, he's leading the race.
How can we? In first place.
How can we not? The guys at first, we have to focus on.
Think about it. There's a few different things we broadcast, and a lot of it's super speedway stuff. And there isn't too many times that man ain't out front.
You learn a lot from these guys.
Pace car down pit road again, and I am live now, Brian. Rodney Sullins and Denny Carroll on the high side. Ben Walters, Greg Lovell. Greg Palmer's back up there in the front. Good even start, kind of. So Rodney got a little bit better start on the bottom. I think if Greg can get up there and give Denny a pretty good shove, they might be able to make up some hay there.
See, and we run 3X as well, so that means that the fuel and the tires burn away 3 times quicker than they would in real life. Most of the time, we only run 2X, which gives us about 19 laps on a tank of gas, and then 3X is what, about 15, 14 or 15?
Yeah, I think it's about 13-ish, somewhere around the 13. You got to figure if you're Rodney Sullins where he's at right now, he's not lifting at all. Whoops, I think I saw Keith Bynum around again.
Yeah. Oh, wait a second, I'm staying. Yeah, okay. We are under caution. You're like, don't go into a replay. These guys don't race back to the yellow.
Although they do not race back on this one, I just do weird happened or something. They didn't race back. The pace car is already out, so that gets kind of confusing when that happens sometimes too, because the rule is race back. You've already passed the start finish line, but the game says nope, and so that can make it a little bit harder. You got to slow down and wait for the pace car to get.
Sometimes with a big field too, you can kind of be caught in between, like you could have been over the line and then the yellow comes out, so you get to go all the way around, and then the other half of the field gets trapped behind in a wave around situation. So
let me tell you something. He's showing you what the pace car does on its way up through. Very first time that ever happens will freak you out.
Yep. The pace car in NASCAR race in 2003 season, thank goodness, has no collisions.
Oh, God.
Because I remember it was 2002 where you could actually get run over by him, right?
Yep.
Yeah. He'd be like snow plowing everybody out of the way. Like, okay, Papyrus, we got to fix this. Let's make the car a ghost car so it doesn't come into contact with anybody.
So a buddy of mine downloaded a track. Now, I don't remember what the name of the track was, but it was basically Flemington Square. Had four square, had 4 straightaways, 4 corners, basically square. And he had gone out there and just playing around and did a race. No big deal, having some fun with it. And I came over and he goes, "You got to see this replay." And I'm like, "All right, what happened?" Okay. He goes out. He's 42 computer cars. Right. Caution comes out. No big deal. He's lined up. A car comes out. Pace car comes out. If they're doing 120 miles an hour around the track, that's good. It's on a full speed. Pace car comes out at 200 miles an hour. I have never laughed so hard.
200?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
It was going 200. I had no idea if whoever built the track had a sense of humor.
That's amazing.
And it was just like Mythbusters when they had the wedge on the front of the semi.
Right. It's just chucking like a pinball machine.
Cars everywhere. I don't think I've ever laughed so hard my entire life.
That's amazing. Yeah, because that sounds like how long is that track?
Oh, it wasn't very big. I mean, it might have been maximum a mile, maybe a mile and a half.
Oh, so it's not a short track.
It was kind of a short track, but it was, a mile. The
reason I ask is a lot of times if you go to like what's Stafford, like 0.4 miles in length total, I think. It's so short that the pitting is actually done on the outside of the track. Right, you have to actually exit the track to the right and go into the pits and then come around the outside, come back in. Because there's no space in the infield because the track's so small.
They do have space in the infield. They do it. It's not for every division. It's like when the modified tour comes in and stuff, there is enough room for them to pit on the infield.
Right.
But not a lot. You're right, not a lot.
Right, because some of these tracks, I think that might be one of them in here. There's a few dirt tracks, too, that are really short, like 0.3 miles. And you pit to the outside. And in the README file, it says, if you're running this, don't run with yellows. Because it's so short that the pace car can't collect the whole field. It's never going to work. Just run the race with yellows off. So that's where I was kind of curious with if that track you're talking about was short enough. The guy's like, nobody's going to run with yellows on anyway. But if they do, they're going to in for a show because this pace car is going to destroy everybody.
Monadnock is a track that you get on the other side of it. If you're clever, I shouldn't say this, but the guys will now. I'm not racing them anymore. There is a way to make up time on pit road. You can get 4 tires and get back out and not go a lap down. Pit road,
like a little bit of a hack kind of thing.
Yeah. Remember. Why do they put grass in the infield of racetracks? Because if it's asphalt, we'll try to use it.
Yeah.
Everybody, all of us drivers will try to figure out a way to go faster using the environment around us.
Yeah,
Denny Carroll decided to stay out, so did Kelly Kaza, Robert Breedlove. We're going to go back through here. There's Nate Balser, Ken Hunksbury.
Nate Balser's still rocking that very simplistic design, that 79, that black and white chevron. I like it.
Yeah. I don't know. I think there's a few of them that did not pit this time, and a few of the front runners did. So that'll change things up a little bit, and hopefully we get some green flag runs in here. We are just over the quarterway mark through the night. It's only a 40-lap race, so it's not real long. It'd be nice to see some green flag pit stops.
Yeah, it would be.
Me, that's
There's
what
no way. Look at this. Dennis McCarthy's driving a Sven Gulli car. That's amazing. You know Sven Gulli?
No.
It's a radio host from like the 80s. I only know him because Howard Stern's a huge Sven Gulli fan, and I used to listen to Howard Stern all the time.
That's why I wouldn't know it.
That's what I'm like. Wait, why does that face look familiar? Because I'm looking at the face on the hood of the car.
Some mix up the field a little bit. You've got most of the drivers that were running mid-back to the front. Some of them up front, some of them mid-back. They're all good drivers up here. That's just where they were running. And then a few of the drivers up front elected to pit and probably just take on fuel. That way, there's strategies behind that too. If the ghosts are a green flag pit stop, they can stay out a little bit longer. That is a little bit different.
Sven Gulli. That's awesome.
Not anybody I know.
No, it's like I said, it's like one of those very niche, like Halloween themed kind of things. Yep. You've got Elvira, but everybody knows her, but she still should be underground. But like Sven Gulli is like under all that stuff. Tales from the Crypt, like everybody knows that stuff, but then you've got these other guys that are like, the Midnight Monster Movie Matinee, like all that kind of stuff. So the guy's like an OG. That's pretty cool.
Lights are out on
I thought it was Alice Cooper from a distance. I'm like, no, that's not Alice Cooper. That's something else. I zoomed in on there. He's got the Sven Gulli. But Rodney, and again, painted by Rodney Sellens. How do you know? I checked the fender. It's on the right fenders, or the front fenders. Got little Rodney Sellens stamp of approval. So
you give him an idea and just let him run with it.
Yep.
He will make it wicked. Pace car pulls down, and we're going back for the restart again. Kind of Denny Carroll, Kelly Kaza on the front row. Let's see who gets. Denny Carroll gets a great restart.
Yep.
Robert Breedlove didn't quite get the restart as much as he did, but that'll help him out because Denny's out there. He'll pull him right up into behind him. Josh Colson.
Yep.
Right behind them guys. Got a pretty good group there, filed up on the top line. I think you'll probably see Denny Carroll's going to be keeping an eye on what them guys do. It depends on how quickly Breedlove gets to him and gives him that shove to whether or not he will stay down there or he'll go up in front of them guys because running out of time to do it. And right now he's still out in the front, so he's going to stay there. But I guarantee you, watch. They start making a run on that high side, which is going to happen off the side of the corner, off the corner more. We'll probably pull up in front of them guys and pull that line. That's what you do if you're up front. You just kind of keep the lines going.
I just had to bring up Sven Gulli really quick. It was actually a TV show.
Okay.
I thought it was a radio show, but it's a TV show, like a comedy sketch, horror-based TV show. Up in Canada, we had the House of Frightenstein. You guys might have had that too. Vincent Price was on it. It was like one guy who created this whole thing, and it was wild. It was a one-man show, but he had all the guest stars and stuff. It was pretty sweet. Svengoolie would have been kind of like that.
I grew up out in the woods.
Yeah, I never watched Svengoolie, but I only knew about him because of all this other stuff.
I grew up in the woods, and you know how the old saying goes, if the president was on, your night was screwed.
Yes. Yeah, your 3 channels are occupied. 3 wide here, right across, like what, row 4?
Yeah. Your Svengoolie car there, Dennis McCarthy coming around on the high side, and actually making some pretty good, working good. He's got a bunch of cars right behind him that are tucked in there nice and tight. Ken Roberts, Dan Lovell, Tim Anderson back there.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them tucked right in behind him. Like I said, it can work. You can look at how tight together they are. Gotta be like that to make it work.
The whole field almost is 3 wide from front to back. Kelly Causey in the middle there, fading just a little bit.
So this is where the inside lane will still be fairly decent, and this is why the inside lane kind of loses out when it happens like that, because they don't have that room to come off the corner and go up to the wall. And now they're kind of stuck in that little area, and they just don't have the room to go. And, you got to be just mind your P's and Q's and try to just keep that thing going forward.
Dennis McCarthy and Ken Roberts bailed on Javier Negron and went down to that middle line, getting the push from Causey and Balser.
You got to do that. So when the Talladega track that we're going to be going to next, you're out there, you might stay out there.
Right.
That line will go good for a while. But that middle groove is probably, or the bottom groove is going to prevail. So, that was probably a smart move because maybe, I don't know, because I'll tell you, Negron is getting it done up there. They're still 3 wide. We might get to the start-finish line and have to really look at the scoring to find out who's going to be the leader because they're running pretty good 3 wide right here.
That's the thing. They bail on that top line, but there's still a lot of cars up there.
Yep. You can see, like I said earlier, the inside line will do a little bit better in the corner. You'll see that outside line. They're going to lose a little ground to the guys on the bottom, but once they come off that corner, they don't have to put as much wheel in it. They roll off the corner a little quicker.
You can see that 41 out there in that black car. He's got choice of all 3 lanes. He can go anywhere he wants right now, but he's staying on that bottom. Shorten pit stops too, right? You've got that 3X pit. You kind of want that yellow line, I think.
Yep. When we get there, I don't know. We haven't had that too many green flag runs from the last time that they pitted, because they pitted the caution before. We've still got a little ways to go before they have to pit. Keep track of the tech.
Uh-oh.
I see a car around in the back.
Yeah.
Did that bring out the yellow, though? I don't see it.
No, I don't see it yet, but Bynum just got loose. Green's still up.
Bynum's just not had the great leg tonight. It's the 3rd time he's been around tonight. May not always
he saved that one, but almost. He hit the wall real hard back there. That definitely broke up the 3 wide stuff. Oh, Palmer down into the grass.
I wonder if that was just a bump gone wrong and he's just a great save, maybe.
Yeah. But doing some 4x4 on your slicks at 200 miles an hour.
And he Carroll's now down at the bottom still. And that bottom groove is rolling away from it. Dennis McCarthy managed to find his way back in there in about the 5th position. Do it. We'll see a lot more of it, the 3 wide and 2 wide, at the Talladega track. Even though this is really good track, it just doesn't race the same as like we talked before. You run out of room when you get 3 wide.
Mm-hmm. It was working good for a couple laps, but it's almost like you can feel the tension, eh? It's just like friction.
Yep.
Like, oh man, this doesn't really go too well at Daytona sometimes. Now it did fall apart, but it didn't end in an absolute catastrophe either. So we got lucky with that one. Eric Lovell joining us again this week. What's he driving? What's that car?
So far, Danny Carroll has led 12 laps now and counting. So, and we're past the halfway. We're about 3 laps past the halfway point. It's one of the things, when we do like an 80-lap race, and we hadn't even getting to the halfway point now. Royal Purple used to race that.
Yep. Someone's got tangled up back there with Makarski a little bit. A lot of movement down here sometimes. You make me nervous, boys.
Still going forward, though.
Yep. Green flag is up.
Looks like Hammond Haragran was trying to see if he can get that outside groove working, but nobody went with him, so he's going to drop back a little bit. Have to see if he can find some more people to help him.
Yeah, you let him. Looks like Eric let him in there. I was thinking about when we were going to see our next round of pit stops. 07 goes around. That'll bring out yellow for sure. I was thinking lap 25 or so. So they're definitely all going to be coming in now for service after they catch this yellow flag.
Ooh. Breedlove almost got him.
Yep, almost.
And that's the thing. Don't know if Denny lifted a little bit or what happened. It is so hard when you do this for years. Turn around and have to race back.
Yeah.
It's hard to train your brain to go back to
not
do that.
Lift. Yeah.
So,
you don't lift right away either, though. But still.
No, but it's just to train your brain to just race back, because Denny might have lifted there just a little bit, because this isn't the only place he races. He races about 4 or 5 nights a week, and most of those don't race back. So.
Yeah. The good thing with this not racing back is, even if you do race back, they usually still take it to the line and they just kind of don't fight for position as hard, but at least it gives the guys time to say, race back. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Then you can kind of remind everybody pretty quick. So there's Farrell getting turned around a little bit there by Bynum. And then I actually wanted to go back a few more laps to that other incident. I think it happened in the tri-oval, didn't it? I can't even remember.
The Bynum incident?
No, the original one. We were three wide. Oh, there it is there. It was Causey and... Let's see here. So this is the other incident that did not bring out yellow on lap 21. Because they went down into the grass.
Robert Spring decided to stay out and lead a lap, get his bonus points.
See how Causey knew that little piece of pavement was coming and then just was able to straighten the car back up again. That was pretty cool.
Oh, that was good. Very good.
Just brake lock, slam the gas down, and straighten the car out.
Most took right sides. We're having a little bit of a trouble getting off pit road. 3-4 cars involved. See Tim Anderson involved in it. Sure who else. A few cars there got involved with it.
Tim Anderson, you're saying, was involved in it?
Yep. Tim Anderson involved. Didn't catch out who else was there, but
yeah, it looks like he got around.
Got spun around there at the end. Just people just trying to.
He just got kind of caught in the transition there.
No, not there. Just at the end of pit road as they were coming out.
That. Oh, okay.
Yeah. They were just coming out, and they had a little fender bender, a little agreement, disagreement on who wanted to be who, where, when. And you'll see that Anderson's more that was there. It's just kind of, I think he kind of heated his tires up a little bit, and Dan Lovell's involved. Not really sure what happened, but I think it was just people coming out and trying to occupy the same space, and it didn't work out.
Imagine if that would have been green flag.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been some Alex Zanardi looking stuff right there. Just shooting out into the middle of the track, going 0 miles an hour and getting run over.
Tim just come out of his pit stop, and they were already 2 or 3 wide on the outside of him, and just wasn't any room. I don't think Ken Roberts took any tires. I know Denny Carroll took 2. Randy Waugh took 2. Alex Moe took 2. So I think Ken Roberts is out there on, old tires. Are they going to make a difference? I don't believe so.
Tim got it going. So I wonder if they won't. Technically, that's an improper merge, right? I wonder if they would clear that flag, I would hope.
What would happen is, depends. So if the way Tim left and went down that far, and the other one's out on the track, it's basically exiting the track too early. That'll be the longest line penalty.
Okay, right. Oh yeah, it would be blocked because we're under yellow. Yeah,
nothing they can do about it. The admin can't clear that or anything. That's just anything they can do is if they can clear a black flag when the restart happens, then they can clear it and they would be able to stay in the same position.
Right.
Kind of neat. Your pace car on yours is red.
Yes.
Camaro. I've got the green and blue Dodge Challenger.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
As you can see there, the damage is set to moderate. The yellows will be on. Full pace lap, 10-minute break between the races, and that's, I said, there's 40 laps here at Daytona. Primetime Super Speedway is up next after that 10-minute break. 38 laps there. 3X for both tracks. Of course, the new qualifying format. On the odd weeks, they do lottery, and on the even weeks, we do actual qualifying. So that last line on that screen there, this is week number 4. That's an even number. Therefore, we will qualify for both races tonight.
10 minutes isn't a break for us. It's a break for the admins to get the points.
Yeah. During that time, I'll be able to update the points for this race you're watching right now as race number 7. The Talladega race at Primetime Super Speedway is race number 8. So Graham's really quick on the turnover. We'll be able to show you the upgraded points, which, of course, right now, this is what they look like. And that will change here in about, 10 or 12 laps or so.
Yeah, they're about probably going to come to the line with 12 to go.
Then Rod and I will get to, probably mostly Rod will get to do all the interviews in between as I kind of wrangle all these, because I turn that into a graphic screenshot from the website, and I have to plug it into the broadcast, so we'll get it up there as quickly as we can. Graham and Keith are all over it. Do you think they just come out here and race? You'd be wrong.
No.
And a league is definitely a thing.
I think that one of the harder things for the way they do this, they do the double file restart, like as the game does not understand the double file restart.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful.
Even though it's an option, you can click it.
You look at it the way it is. If Denny Carroll beats Ken Roberts to the line, which got a better start and everything, he's going to concur a black flag because he passed before the start-finish line. Actually, on the outside, I don't think it is. It's on the inside. So either way, it does happen because someone may not be nice and tight or whatever. So, it's not that hard. Your line goes, the outside line don't go. So you end out, passing the guy that's on the outside, but yet he's the guy ahead of you. So that can concur a black flag. Though they will clear that. Pace car turns down pit road. Back to getting ready to get going green. Ken Roberts and Denny Carroll up front. Just about 11 laps to settle this. It's jot to say that, we're getting back to where we raced back, but they raced back anyways, so.
Yeah.
Denny Carroll got a great start on that high side. He's got Alex Moe right there pushing him. Josh Slocum behind him.
Slocum been hanging around up front all day.
All night. Not been out, out in the lead yet, but he has been right there. He's been right with it pretty much most of the night. You see, the inside line kind of got a little bit better in, but they're not formed up. They're gonna beat them a little bit going into the corner, which, like I said, they just the way that track runs. If they don't get formed up and get as tight as the guys on the outside line's gonna get that better run, which they do. Gonna be close at the line. I think Denny Carroll's got that better run. Kind of neat when you learn how that works. Robert Breedlove going to the third groove on the outside. Got Doug Heelick, Graham McDonald. Looks like Greg Palmer.
Yep.
Gary Heiser, and Kelly Collins are behind them. So them guys are trying to get that third groove working.
There's enough guys up there, they can definitely get it working.
Danny Carroll looked on the backstretch to think about going up there and trying to get out in front of him, but it would have been a decision a little bit too late. Here we are, 3 wide around Daytona. We're about coming to the line of about 9 laps to go.
I love that Tier 2 fixed camera on the wall there, especially when they're 3 wide, just thundering coming by.
As they say, business is about pickup. Woo! He got the back of Breedlove going in the corner there a little bit. Breedlove had to chase that little boy over the place, but lost a little bit of time on it, but didn't lose much. That was a good save. And you think this is easy? How would you like to be Alex Moe right now?
Yeah, just focused on him. Yeah, him and Slocum, they're just in the middle of a tornado right now.
Not that Alex is a talent. I will give him that. I just wouldn't want to be there. Him or Josh Slocum, where they are. If anything happens, you have nowhere to go.
Yeah, the only way, you can only go left or right.
Yep, and there's no place to go.
Cars on either side. If it's a wall or the grass, at least there's a way out, you know?
Yeah.
Without ruining someone's race.
I just don't know how these guys sometimes do this. I can't hold my breath that long.
That front row there, kind of getting broken up a little bit. Carroll to the outside there in front of Breedlove.
Danny Carroll.
Moe to the bottom.
Danny Carroll just pulled up, tried that get into that third groove, left Randy Waugh kind of hanging right there. Randy Waugh's going to go back until he gets to Slocum, having a ground. And I think
that bottom line just pulling away. Roberts to the lead.
The top line kind of got separated a little bit, and can't do that. Oh no, there goes Heiser. Josh Slocum's around. Still, we're going to race back. Ken Roberts is out front. Got Dan Lovell right behind him.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, he doesn't.
Oh no.
He disappeared.
And who just blew up? Somebody just lost a motor.
Is that Cameron?
It might have been Donnie Cameron. It might have been Donnie Cameron.
Donnie Cameron blew up. Still, we got Roberts out front. Greg Lovell's right behind him. Eric Lovell.
There's yellow there, so we'll take...
Alex Moe, and then Rodney Stallings has got himself back up there. Not surprised, but, he got himself back up there. And you got Denny Carroll.
Luck there so I think Javier Negron got caught in that too, did he not? At the last second? I think he got shot out of that pack.
Slocum was right in the middle. Last I knew, yes, it was starting to shuffle up a little bit. He got spun around. I think Cameron was on the bottom.
And it was Brian Lovell, yeah. So it starts around here somewhere. And I think Brian Lovell was the one that actually got, just again, running out of room. Got to see it from the helicopter view here. Yeah, the 40 got a little bit into the 3, like barely though.
Yeah.
Gunsbury got clobbered.
Could have been a simple situation where he had to lift because of something going in front of him, right behind him, didn't see it.
Yeah, Slocum got involved.
Bobby Farrell's in it. Robert Spring.
There's Brian Lovell. So he went for a drive.
So Cameron lost
to
the
avoid
camshaft.
contact. Yeah, wow. So he used the entire back straightaway. And then, there's Cameron. A bunch of stuff happened on that lap. It just blew up for no reason. You can see in his rearview mirror. Did he get... No, he didn't. It all happens in his rearview mirror.
Ryan Lovell went for a heck of a ride.
Isn't that crazy for Cameron? The entire accident and the yellow come out in his rearview mirror, and then coming on at the back straightaway.
God,
the engine just lets go.
I love that random breakdown.
Yeah, like he wasn't even involved in that, but ended up retiring from it for random engine failure. That's a shame.
The good news is we're going to go back green with about, I don't know, 3 laps maybe to go. We'll get some interviews done to go in there, switch that motor out, pull out the backup car if we have to, and he'll be back out there in the next one, and hopefully his luck will be a little better. Looking at the front of Ken Roberts' car, it's just got a weird paint scheme, makes it look weird. It's a Chevy, but it almost looks like it could be a Ford when you look at it real quick.
Oh. See, I don't even see manufacturers, like it's weird. I don't even notice that stuff, but you notice like, oh, it's a Kia, it's a Lexus. It's like these guys are using these different body lines and stuff.
That's what I do. Randy Waz running the newer Dodge Challenger, a Charger, setup. Totally different, but it's a neat looking paint scheme. We got some of the Dodge Chargers out there. We got Camaros, a few Fords. Not too many Fords. Most of the levels are in Fords. Like their Dark Horse Fords. Right now, should the race finish now, we know it's going to probably go back green. We're going to get a couple of laps. Greg Lovell's going to pad his points lead a little bit for this race. Graham McDonald, we'll call him Norm, sitting back there in the 15th spot right now. Going to take another little bit of hitting the points. Still got a lot of racing to go.
Yeah, 15th spot, yeah. If you're talking about Norm McDonald.
Yeah. Then you got Robert Springs, one of the new guys out there, just coming off pit road. Always got to mention him, Got to mention them all if we can.
Yep.
Got to keep everybody coming back. You know what? So we got a few people on there, David Chins, he's in there hollering for Ken Roberts to win, but all these people in there, they're talking and chatting and whatever, but there's no only one light. We got to figure that out. They got to get some more lights.
Checking out the side of Ken Hunsbury's car. It's still running. A little bit cramped in there, judging from that driver's side door damage. Things just got a little bit tighter in the cockpit.
That'll be a backup car.
Yeah. Oh, Bullsight was squashed.
Yeah, he got bounced around pretty good there.
Yeah, he did.
I would say pretty close. We might be close to having either green, white, checkered. We're going to get 3 laps in, maybe 4 laps in. I think
Lights
it's going to
should go off this time by, right?
Yeah, so I think it's going to be a green, white, checkered. We're going to have one more lap around. They're going to get their green, come around and get the white, and then get the checkered. No matter what, they're all going to race back, should the caution come out or not. So it will be interesting with Ken Roberts up there, Greg Lovell, Eric Lovell, Alex Moe, Rodney Sullins, Denny Carroll. I had the perfect view of it, and then it changed. Let's see. Robert Breedlove, Dan Lovell. Still can't get used to him being in the Corona car. Doug Hillick, Tim Anderson, McDonald, Greg Palmer, Matt McCarsky, Kelly Kaza, Randy Wall still out there, Dennis McCarthy, Keith Bynum, he's not had a great night so far, but he's still out there, still going. And then Bobby Farrell is back there, and he's one of the other Fords. He just has not had a whole lot of luck. He's been involved in a few of the accidents, and just none of his doing. Ryan Lovell's back there in the 44. Heavy Underground's back in the back a little bit. He's been up front a little bit off and on. Billy Heiser's back there in that Coors Light car, kind of like that. And you got Josh Slocum up the field, believe, unless we had a lucky dog, I didn't catch that. Going around, it's going to be Robert Spring.
There was no lucky dogs. I believe everybody was on lead lap there.
Okay. They're off on the pace car, so we're going to come around. Be green-white checkered. All the marbles. As long as they can get through the first lap without it being a caution, past that second lap, it'll go green to the end no matter what the flagman says. Car's getting ready to make the turn. Turns on the pit road. Ken Roberts, Greg Lovell on the front row. Who's going to get the better start? Pretty even start there. Eric Lovell backed off a little bit. Rodney Sullen's going to give him a good push. That'll see if he can get him up into the back of Ken Roberts. But right now, Greg Lovell's getting a great push by Alex Moe. Just going to basically going to turn out to which line can get formed up and get the speed a little quicker. But you got guys like back there like Denny Carroll. He's poking out a little bit there. Oops, little bump draft gone wrong right there.
He's right up and over. This will be the race right here.
Now it's going to see who's going to win it. We got Ken Roberts on the bottom. Greg Lovell's got Alex Moe back there. It all depends on who goes where, because Alex Moe's really giving a great shot.
That's close.
Eric, yeah.
But it's going to be Ken.
Big shot, and Ken Roberts was managed to get up there and take it.
Mind you, he still has to get to the end of lap number 40, pending any, we have had engines quit under yellow.
Oh, yes.
Tim Anderson looked like he was involved in that, something crazy. The thing went around backwards and looked like it got over almost. Check it out right now.
The view changed on mine, I saw the bottom of Tim Anderson's car.
There's two of them, actually. I think it might be Causey as well. We'll take a look at it here. They're both kind of in unison, synchronized. It's Hewlick. Synchronized headlight dragon. Not a dragon like the mythical creature, just like dragging your headlights across the ground. Totally different.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty neat looking that way.
Kind of looked like just a bump draft kind of went wrong. Don't quit your day job.
No, I'm not gonna.
Okay. You do great at the broadcasting. I'm not so much sure. I don't know if karaoke is for you.
No, probably not. Here's what it looks like from on board at 33. Gonna be looking at the pavement. Oh man, that's almost nauseating. Just here's the truck. The car's about to blow over. I would say truck. I don't know why.
What did Priest say when that happened to him? Oh wow. Priest say that when that happened in the Daytona, or I think it was Talladega, he went up over like that. He goes, it wasn't bad going over, he said, but it's that awkward silence. When you go airborne, that silence, he said, that is the most eeriest thing in the world. And that thing is just quiet. Oh, you can still hear noise and stuff, but he goes, it's just, you don't hear the tires running, you don't hear the motor running, and all of a sudden you're a pilot without a license.
Yeah, you're off the ground and you hold on to your straps. You don't want to be holding onto the wheel. Tuck your feet under the chair and hold on. Going for a ride.
What a lot of them do nowadays when that happens is they just let go of the steering wheel and grab their seatbelt and hang on.
Yeah. Yeah, because if you're trying to hang on to the steering wheel, it's just going to break your arms.
Yep. Like I've always said, till this day, in driving down the road, I never put my thumbs in a steering wheel.
No. It looks like David Chin in the YouTube chat with the Ken Roberts shout out. Get that W. He's gonna, as long as he can make it the other half of the way around here without camshaft or a clutch problem.
Or assistance for another driver.
Yeah, that's the thing. We're like, okay, give the flag to the guy, but it's never over till you actually get to the line, because it's weird, like he could have a power outage right now. And You could lose the internet completely, and then you would lose, right? It's not anything we could do about it. You need to get to the line. Sometimes we're a little bit ahead of ourselves, but
I don't think he'd have any hair left in his head if that happened. I think one of the funniest races I ever had, I was sitting there racing one night, and, you know, comfortable, having a great time, and all of a sudden there was a loud kaboom, and then just went boom, darkness. I'm sitting there in darkness, still holding the wheel going, oh, wow. Like the house.
Something happened.
Yep.
Transformer blew up down the road. Well, the end of lap number 40 is here. Ken Roberts, Greg Lovell, and Eric Lovell. Your top three.
Gonna make it.
And Alex Moe wrecks everybody. The car was clean. Not anymore.
At least this time I'll have the experts. That was pretty cool. And Robertson got that. Now we're going to go to the one I like to broadcast. Not that I don't like broadcasting, Daytona. I think Talladega makes for better racing, and that's going to be fun. Let's see, we've got, not too much time here, so maybe we ought to see if we can't get a hold of that Eric fella, if he's in TeamSpeak. Eric, got Rod and Blaine in the booth. We got you, buddy.
What's up, buddy?
Third place finish. I mean, didn't run, out front most of the night. I mean, right there, just weren't, out there. You didn't get any laps led tonight. But all in all, coming out with a third place finish. Let's see, where are you in points? Oh, I hate it when I have to look that far down. Come on.
I've actually missed a few races, so I have no idea.
It's not good when I have to scroll all the way down to find it.
I missed a few races.
Yeah, so points are not a concern with you. You're just out here having a good time. But all in all...
yeah, I'm actually getting back into it, man. Summer's over, so...
Your dad's Greg, right? Is Greg your dad, or...
Yeah, it's my dad.
Okay, I thought so. You let the old man beat you tonight?
Oh, yeah, he's got like 20 more years experience on me, so
yeah,
I'll use that excuse.
If I had to, not necessarily pick a Hall of Famer, but a guy that, if I had to pick somebody at super speedways sometimes, he would be one of them guys you'd want to pick. He's pretty good at it.
Definitely. He's taught me a lot, man. He's taught me a lot.
But glad to see. I mean, actually, all in all, you had a good night. Stayed out of all of the, the chaos that was out there, which is really good. And,
yeah, try to anyway.
And then by that last caution, whatever, got yourself up there and got yourself a third place finish. So all in all, I can't beat it. You're taking points away from the other guys, and in a way, kind of helping Dad, because currently he is the points leader. So that's pretty good. But you can, if you want, tell me a little bit more about your night. Tell me about the things that I've missed in your race tonight.
Yeah, all in all, it was a good race. Started 13th qualifying. I kind of was hoping I was a little better than that. But all in all, it was a good race, and try to stay clear of everything, and just race the way I want to race.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that at all. I tell you, because I've raced with you a little bit, so you're a fun guy to race with. I've never had any conflicts with you, and I don't think too many people ever have, so I'm glad to see you getting back into it. I know you're like me. Like right now, I haven't had a steering wheel on for a few days, and then I'll put one on and go play for a little bit and, enjoy it, and then, got other things to do, so.
Yeah, you got to take a break, man, every now and then,
Yeah. Well, I race for real, too, so I get enough of it there, too, so.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool, man.
But, I don't think Blaine's got. I don't know if he's got anything for you. He's busy up in the booth like usually right now, kind of figure out.
Doing all kinds of neat stuff. You got it's a pretty quiet room over there, Eric. Usually there's a bunch of kids running around playing or something in the background.
Well, I've got one. She's pooped herself out tonight, and then one is watching
Found something to keep them busy.
So
That's awesome.
Oh,
all right, buddy. Well, I mean, we don't have as much time. We got to get things rolling on to the next, so we're going to give you the floor to thank the people that got you here. Then we're going to go grab dear old dad. The floor is yours.
Sorry, guys, if I missed y'all.
I'm giving you a chance to thank the people that got you here, so.
I'm sorry, guys. My headset just died. What did you say?
I said I'm going to give you the chance to thank the people that got you here. Thank the wife for letting you. Yeah, thank the wife for letting you do it. The kids for being quiet.
Yeah, I got to thank the old lady. Thank the kids. Thank the Big Stone Gap Racing League. Teaching me everything I know, guys, and thank you all for doing the broadcast.
All right, well, there you go. Your third place finisher tonight. Let dear old dad beat him tonight, but that's okay. Good job, Eric, and hopefully you can repeat that in the next race.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Eric.
So now, Kearns Point leader, second place, you're going to let Ken Roberts beat you tonight. Although that's not too bad a night for the points, The one, the only super speedway guy, Greg Lovell.
Yeah, that caution kind of killed us. I think if that caution wouldn't have come out, it might have turned out a little different, but
you have a plan?
You never know, it might not have turned out different, but it could have.
You have a plan with Eric back there?
Yeah, well, Alex was going to stick to me because I talked to him. He said he was going to try to, he was pushing me as hard as he could, he said. So, he said he was going to stay with me.
Yeah, because Alex hasn't made too many of the races, right?
I'm not sure.
Looking that up right now.
Not sure.
No, he has only raced 2 races before tonight. So
yeah,
it's good. That's nice when you got a driver like that you can get behind you, and that if he says he's going to stay there, he's going to stay with you. And Alex Moe's probably one of the better pushers out there, good racer out there, and especially if you get him there anywhere near Michigan. So that's not a bad thing to have behind you.
Yeah, he said he was pushing me as hard as he could. So I was afraid they was gonna leave me hanging, but he told me after the race, he said, "No, I was gonna stay right there with you." So I told him thanks. But
quickly to the stats, you've got 3 wins over the season. Nobody else has got any more than 2 or 1. So that's pretty good for you. Now you got to go. We're going to be heading off to Talladega, one of the tracks that you are very good at. You think you got your chance next race here to go out and get the W? Like you did last week.
Yeah, I just have to get a good pit stop at the end and make sure I don't mess up. If we get a pit stop, I'm gonna try not to qualify on the pole. I'm gonna try to get about the 5th stall if I can. I'm gonna try to do that.
Yeah, because that way you can come off the pit road at speed. Yeah. When you hit the line, you don't. I understand what he's up to, but he's basically trying to make sure that when he leaves, if he gets any lower than that, he has to get on the gas and go, but then he may have to lift. But from about 5th spot, you can just hammer down and go. Yeah. You're out and you just go fast. And especially under green flag pit stops, that works out really well.
Well, that first pit style's good under cautions, but under green flag conditions, it's terrible.
Yeah. Especially if you go to, especially if you pit.
Yeah.
especially if you're pitting with the guys around you. So if you're in first and you're maybe third going in, and the two guys in front of you are occupying the second and the third spot, it makes it even harder to get in there.
Yeah. I don't, because a lot of times these races, under caution. Well, I mean, you're going to pit, and then you're going to have enough gas to make it till the end most of the time. But sometimes they stay green, man. That's why I tell Denny and Brian and all these guys, never bank on the caution.
Right.
Because you don't never know when one's going to come out. But at that Daytona track, it's hard running.
But you guys did a really good job of it.
Yeah, we did. We did a good job.
Yeah, I was surprised that you guys could do that, but it was basically just the guys on the outside really got formed up really, really good. The guys in the middle got a little bit separated, but that was pretty cool to watch. But now, like I said, we're going to Talladega, the Primetime Super Speedway, and we are going to see 3-wide racing pretty much probably all night long, which is actually I like that better. You got more room to run 1 3-wide, and you guys do it all day long. I remember when I first come and joined you guys, and I was just amazed that you guys could do that.
Well, Talladega's a little different because that Daytona track that they switched to, you can run 3-wide, and that bottom line don't take off. But at this Talladega track, if a third line forms, for some reason, the center lane and the top lane just falls back and the bottom goes.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know why that happens. Must be some kind of grip settings in the track or something, but the bottom line just takes off, man, if a third line forms. Yeah.
I would always think that third groove would be better, and it would slow I know why it slows the second one down, because now you're confined. You don't have the ability to come up off the corner and let it just slide up into that third groove a little bit, because you have a car out there. I can see how that would slow that down. I guess the only explanation I could probably give would be that, you're trying to go around the track a lot more distance than the guys on the bottom.
Yeah, and there might not be as much grip on that very high line either as there is on the bottom.
Yep, man, could be.
I mean, I haven't looked at the track grip lanes on the track. I don't even know how to do that. So.
Neither do I.
I don't know how to do that, so I don't. I could probably ask somebody, but I mean, I know a lot about the game and settings and stuff like that, but as far as that going into a track and making billboard changes and that shit, I'm lost. You can forget it.
Yep. All right, buddy. Well, we got another race to go out there. Got to get you out there and practice and stuff. So, gonna give you the chance to thank the people that got you here, and hopefully we get to interview you again tonight.
Yeah. Thank you guys for broadcasting for us, and thank Graham for the races, and Keith for the server, and all the admins for helping turn black flags and stuff. Got a good thing going here.
All right, then. All right. Well, there you go. Second place finisher, current points leader, Greg Lovell. Good luck in the next race, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Greg.
All right. So I'm told, Ken Alton, I hope I'm saying that right.
Yep.
That they ate all the hamburgers. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
In the chat, they said they ate all the hamburgers for you. So
I didn't save you any.
So, good race. You ran up front most of the time, and other than a couple of the times when you guys decided to pit, and kind of caught in the middle of the field. Didn't take you long to work your way back up front there. You ran up front most of the light. I don't have that. It just disappeared on me. Well, I have to pull it up to see how many laps that you led, but currently 8th in points. You have have run all of the races, going to continue to run all of the races and try to see if you can go knock that Greg Lovell guy off the points lead.
Laps led 13.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, just keep plugging at it. Each week, you just try to get a little better and see if you can make a little jump in points and get set up for the playoffs.
2 races in a night, you got 1 done. What do you think your chances are for getting a 2-peat and doing it again tonight?
Slim.
Slim.
Well, it's one of those things where you win around here, and your friend pool gets a little bit smaller and smaller. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll give it a try. We'll see what happens. But yeah, it's funny about the hamburgers. Rodney's dad. We went down to Talladega, a bunch of us, a lot of Rodney's family, and Rodney's dad, the old time, called me. It was either Yankee or Northerner. I don't know if he really knows my real name. But
He
super
did
nice
mention
guy.
it. He mentioned it in the chat, though. He says if you tell when you guys talk to Ken, tell him we didn't save many burgers.
Yeah.
So
So-
you started 4th in the first one. I mean, I don't know how you guys get the times you do out there in qualifying. It makes no sense to me. There again, if I was out here, I'd be probably somewhere near the back. Super Speedway is not my forte, but I think you think you can get that pole away from me?
I don't not tonight with Rodney and Nate in here. Nate took a coffee break. That's the only reason I finished 4th in the last one. But Rodney run a hell of a lap. I'll just try to get up in the top 10, get a good pit stop, and try to settle it on the track.
Very, very cool. All right, well, I know we're going to have to get you back in there for qualifying, give you a quick chance to thank the people that got you here, and hopefully we get a chance to interview you again a little later on tonight.
Yeah, I'd like to say hi to Mr. Solins for watching the races. And, a lot of fun. Thank my teammates, Redline Racing, best group of guys to have around you. Absolutely. Thank Rodney for the paint job for my Wounded Warriors car, Wounded Warriors Chevrolet. Absolutely love that car. So I think that's about it. Go out here and see if we can get another good finish in this second race and have a good weekend here. And thanks to you guys for doing the broadcast, man. Really appreciate that and like watching them
That's awesome.
afterwards.
There you go. First race winner tonight.
Thanks,
Ken Roberts going to going back out there and see if he can't take another one. Good luck, man.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, we got through that. Now we're about halfway through our break, so I wanted to give them guys an opportunity to get out there and practice a little bit because it is the same kind of style of racing, yet it is totally different track. In lots of ways, the guys will tell you that they do race a little differently. So I'd like to give them a chance to get out there and
Drivers,
get her
to your
done.
cars.
Yeah, now that we've got a different version of Talladega in the mix over there at, because a lot of these guys will race on Thursdays at Rolling Thunder Gaming, the wider pit road came in real handy last week. So now it's like you got to remember, because now that version of the track is going to start getting into people's minds.
Drivers, to your cars.
You come down pit road a little different, knowing you've got that extra tarmac out there.
Yep.
It's only been in play for 3 or 4 weeks now, but it's eventually it might become a problem of like trying to remember what version of Talladega you're on, because it's actually never been any different until now.
Guys are out there right now currently doing their qualifying runs. There are some differences in the points. Denny Carroll moved up into the second. Graham McDonald moved down to third. Billy Eisler's up into the fourth position. Jesse Sandoval, we saw him exit the race a little early, moved himself down to the sixth position. Brian Lovell just above him in fifth. Keith Bynum is in seventh. Ken Roberts has moved his way up into the eighth position. Ken Huntsberry, who had a rough night, is in the ninth. And Doug Helick is the 10th. That's your top 10 in points currently after that race. So
Yeah, it's neat to see on the far right of that chart, like you can see Denny Carroll's got change +2, Graham -1. So Denny gained 2 spots, Graham lost 1, Ulysses Sandoval down 3. So it shows you the change from week to week.
Oh, Ken Roberts gained
noticed
9 positions.
Oh, wow. Was it really? I didn't even see that. There it is there. 9. Yeah. 9.
Then
Gilardi
did not show up tonight. Lost 8 positions. And that's going to go down even further because he's not going to be here for the second race. And the same with RJ Cabana, who isn't here. They're headed down on that one too.
You never really think about that. If you can't make it right out on an evening, you're going to lose some points. But if you don't make it out on a Saturday evening here at Primetime, you're missing out on 2 points races because they do 2 shortened official races.
Don't know if they do provisionals. We'd have to ask Graham about that. But if they do, you're probably not getting that much in points.
And it's limited anyway, right? Like you can only get 2 or 3 provisionals in a season. You can't do it every day. And do you get a provisional for both races in the night or just one? That's another question too.
Kind of looking to see, but provisionals is in the last line. So
it is there, but I don't know.
There might be a limit.
Yeah.
Might very well be a limit.
I never thought of that. We could probably pull up the rule book and find out what they do.
I can do that.
And that's the thing too. Some leagues will give you, say they give you 4 provisionals. Well, do you want to use 2 of them because it's a 2-race evening, right? Or does it count for the evening as a whole, or does it count for races individually? There's all different ways to do it, but yeah, big points losses for everybody if you can't make it out a week here. Gilardi loses 8 spots only after 1 race. Now we're going into the second race, and he's down to 16th spot now. That's going to, like you said, it's going to drop even more, especially because guys like Tim Anderson, Bobby Farrell, Mark Paglia, Rodney Sullins, Pat McCarskey, Nate Balser, underneath Gilardi in points. They're going to catch him, possibly.
I'm checking out to see what they do here.
37, you can see there, Kelly Causey is the last on the list. So that means a total of 37 have raced here over the last 7 races.
Kind of skimming through the rules. I don't see nothing yet about provisionals.
Just out on happy hour here now. Tim Anderson, brand new car. Everybody got a brand new car. Ulysses Sandoval.
The backup.
I believe Ulysses Sandoval had a transmission failure or something in that last race because he just sort of pulled over to the side and bailed. You never know, too. Something might have happened locally, and it's got to run down. Somebody, maybe he ordered a pizza or something. Ding dong, got to leave. That's worth retiring for. I get it.
Also, too, though, he was involved in the wreck, so there is a good chance. So there is a good chance that he might have lost a gear.
Yeah.
Downshifting or just in general being part of the wreck. Mm-hmm. Because of that, he got down there. He may not have known it. And then when he come down to pit road, went to downshift and didn't have it.
And that's the thing too, the gear could have been gone. Moderate damage is a funny one where sometimes it'll, a car will be an absolute catastrophe and not really look that damaged. But other times it looks completely obliterated and still runs great. So it is weird. It's a great damage setting because it allows most guys to continue the night. But visually, sometimes it's not 100% accurate with what we're seeing. Right. Oh man, that car looks really damaged, and the guy's running like top 10.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, I've been in races where car was really, really kind of tight. Some of the short track races. Rockingham was one of the ones we ran, and just got in an incident. I don't know if it was of my own doing, got bumped by somebody, whatever. It doesn't matter. Backed it into the fence, and it fixed the car. It handled better. It was kind of beat up in the back, but it was.
That's interesting.
It just seemed to work, better.
That's funny because, like you said too, the aerodynamics, right? It's all there.
sometimes on a track like that, what ends up happening is you get damage in the back. For the most part, from my own experience, kind of what happens is it causes the car to be a little looser. And sometimes, if you're running like the expert or even the fast setup, some of the tracks, it would be considered a little bit tight, for some drivers, maybe loose for others. But backing it into the fence like that loosens it up a little bit, and it sometimes falls right into your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
So far, I see that drivers that have fallen out early and the other ones, they're all back here for the second race, which is good.
Yeah, we have the 10-minute intermission between the races, but I mean, it depends on what time you fall out. If you fall out of the first race, you get an extended little break time. You can go basically make yourself a meal. If you're out on lap 10.
Also got another Team Wrecking Ball car out there. Garland Oaks has made it into the second race. Probably couldn't get home in time enough from work or whatnot to make the first one. But he's out there in the Dr. Pepper Toyota Camry.
Cool. Yeah, that's neat. 2 races in one night. You figure a guy doesn't because Manny Gilardi still could. Well, we're in happy hour now, so he can't join now. But as long as you know that second race is starting around 10 o'clock, you could still make it in.
That's good to see. Now I think we started 29. We're going to be starting 30 this time. Except Talladega, you can see Daytona has basically 3 grooves. Talladega's kind of got 3 for a little bit, but there's room enough to where they can run 4 wide, 3 wide easily, and even 4 wide like they were back at Talladega. We're just about 30 seconds out. Let's see, we didn't talk about qualifying.
Oh, no, we did not. Qualifying for the Talladega race, yes.
So, Rodney Sullins is going to be on the pole. Brian Lovell, outside pole. Greg Lovell's going to start 3rd. Ken Roberts, 4th again. Nate Balzer is going to start up in the 5th. Robert Breedlove, 6th. Josh Slocum is going to be in the 7th. Eric Lovell, 8th. Kelly Kozla is going to start 9th. Graham McDonald, 10th. Denny Carroll, 11th. Pat McCarsky, 12th. Randy Waugh in the 13th position. Dennis McCarthy in the, what was the guy? Is something, you were talking about his sponsor.
That TV show, Sven Gulli.
Sven Gulli and car. Okay. And then 15th is going to be Keith Bynum. The 16th is Greg Palmer. 17th is Tim Anderson. 18th is Robert Spring. 19th is Garland Oaks, the guy that missed the first race, but he's in for this one. 20th is going to be Bobby Farrell. 21st is Ken Hunksbury. Billy Eisler that moved up in points there in that last race. He's going to start 22nd. And then Ulysses Sandoval is going to be 23rd, but he did not qualify. Donnie Cameron, 24th, and he didn't qualify. Then you have Alex Moe, Doug Hillick, Gary Heiser. Cars I got to scooch down a little bit. Dan Lovell, and starting shotgun tonight on the field is Javier Nagon. 2 tight cars out there.
See, for some reason I don't show Javier.
He's there, and he qualified in the 31st position.
31st spot, yeah, on my screen, 31 is the 31st position's blank. That's weird. But yeah, if you see him, that's good.
Let's see if he's out on the track.
I guess looks like we got to get out there too.
Yeah.
Fire him up, shut him off.
Gonna have a little trouble with that when I went to go check to see if he's out on the track, and boom, I'm looking at windows. Give me just a minute.
I don't see, he's running a 40. I don't have a 40.
In there last time with a tied 40.
I'm not showing a 40 on track.
Okay. He may have been in there and might have had to leave.
Possibly.
He is not out there. That's different. So, Cameron switched out his car, though. He got the backup, and the backup car is the Jolt Cola.
Oh, really? Oh, he switched.
Yeah.
From race to race. Yeah, I guess that you could have a
backup car. They dig the
have
backup car. So that was the Jolt Cola car. I like that one. Rodney Sullivan's back up in the front. Did not fare as well in that first race, but
traffic jam because Eric Lovell is asleep at the wheel. And this is what happens, kids. Don't text. Oh, and then he drives. Then he pulls off. Completely stacked pit road up, and then drives away after they all come to a rest.
Driver,
oh,
to your car.
Oh, that's good.
Love it. It's a full pace lap, boys. Everybody just wants to go, I guess.
Except for one guy.
They're like, they'll start crashing into him. That's hilarious. I don't know why I thought that was so funny. Probably because it was.
Drivers,
I think it was pretty fun.
Let's do a hard zoom on the 80 and see if he's on the ball this time. Looking at you, Eric.
Ken Roberts hadn't joined yet, but he just popped in. Let's see. Now, surprising, though, that Eric Lovell was in a Dodge Challenger, and the rest of the Lovell family is in a Ford Dark Horse.
Ooh. Might be mutiny.
Kind of interesting. I don't know if that's fighting words to get you out of the Big Stone Gap Racing, or they don't care. I actually, though, I remember in some of the Mega Marathon races when they would run the Monster Energy cars, Greg Lovell would be in a Mustang. They would have just about almost every make, but they all look the same. They just different makes.
Eric's right on it that time. We're good to go.
There we go. And was Brian? Yeah, Brian, I'm live this time, so.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I learned from my mistakes.
David Chin says in the YouTube channel, if Nate wins, ASR will donate another $200 to his fundraiser. Holy moly.
Oh, man.
No pressure, Nate.
Oh, God. Should we tell him?
We shouldn't tell him. The fact that we just said the word Nate just jinxed him. Yeah.
That would be awesome. That would actually be a very cool thing that he didn't know that, and we told him after he won. That's good. Now we got something, not something for us to pull for, but Dave Chin's in there pulling for him, or either that he might not be. His checkbook.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we'll donate another 200. So he's already donated. Like he's already made a donation to that race. He'll do it again.
He is not the head at. I'm trying to remember what he told us. He is not the owner. He's not the head admin. He's just one of the admins over at ASR.
He'll tell you. Just ask him.
Yeah.
He's in the YouTube chat. What is your relation to All-Star Racing League, Mr. Chin?
Pace car is on the road.
I should go live. There we go. All right. Pace car is on the road. Not on the back straightaway. Here we go. Oof.
Let's see if Rodney Sellens or Brian Lovell gets the better start. Nate Balzer, he's back there in the third spot on the inside. Pretty good start for both guys. I think Rodney got a little better start, but he's going to get him in the corner better. Now let's just see what the guys on the high side, if they can get that momentum built up enough to make that outside catch up to him. Mullins kind of went up high side. I think he's thinking that line's going to come up to him.
Yeah. I mean, that is the middle run, the line. Yeah. They are going to want to run that line. That bottom line is trucking.
Lovell's going to get the... Oh, I see Randy. There's a bunch of them going around on the backstretch.
Oh, wow.
Randy Robb backwards in front of my thing. Denny Carroll's involved. Dennis McCarthy.
Palmer is definitely involved.
Palmer's not involved. He is busy.
Yeah. So the 088 takes the yellow. Back that up. Lap number 1. just doing the normal bumping. Oh, wow. Like the 024 of Dennis McCarthy in that Svengoolie car. Just sliding across the bumper of McCarthy, and the thing just shot sideways. How did Palmer get moving so violently?
Well, I think also Palmer was right there behind all of it.
I know what it is. It's not even like a high-speed collision. It's just like a little bit of a scoop job there, it looked from Huntsbury. Didn't even really hit him that hard. It's just because of the pitch of the track. He just needed a little bit of a push there, and the thing just got spinning.
Still traveling at what? How many miles an hour, you know?
Right there, he's doing about 70.
That air gets underneath it. He just
a little bit of a tire, probably a little bit of a grip flip or whatever they call that. The tires bind that way, right?
Yep.
And then a little bit of a tap from Huntsbury.
Greg Lovell and Nate Balzer is going to stay out. Kelly Kaza, Ryan Lovell, Reed Love, Eric Lovell, Tim Anderson, Slocum, Rodney Sullins, Ken Robert, Graham McDonald, find them for some of the guys that were involved in that. Randy Waugh, Benny Carroll, Greg Palmer, all coming down. I'm pretty sure the guys that were involved are all going to get tires. Guys on the fronts are probably just a fuel-only deal. Amazingly, though, Palmer's still running. Although he might be a little busy.
Yeah. Again, it wasn't a hard hit. It was just the barrel roll action. It will definitely affect the aerodynamics.
The car don't look bad, but, that doesn't mean anything. Sometimes it, come out of those unscathed. Granted, though, the moderate damage will help.
And we've talked, like we were just talking about moderate damage, how visually sometimes it doesn't really display what actually happened, because his roof should be all scuffed up and crushed, but it's not. If it was realistic, it would be.
Oh, yeah. If realistic, it would have been a lot bad off. I wouldn't be surprised that you'll see Palmer back up there in the front, by the end of this race, or he might even be up there even sooner than that. It all depends on just what the game decides to give him, and hopefully, because he's entertaining.
The reason too, that they run moderate here is because the realistic damage is so realistic, it'll show you everything.
Yeah.
You can't really bump draft that hard with realistic damage. You'd cause damage to your car.
Yep.
So they run moderate so they can get a little bit more violent with the bumps, which tends to be awesome super speedway fun. But if they were to put realistic on there, everybody would be. You wouldn't even see bump drafting, I don't believe.
I remember with PRL when I raced with them, Kelly Causa's coming down. I know Garland Oaks came down pit road. But when I raced with these guys, they kind of did something a little bit different. And it was really, at the time, kind of thought it was a little bit odd, but they didn't run any damage. But, so you think, well, that's not a good thing. Why is it not a good thing? Well, if you can go out there and you're not going to get any damage, you know what I mean? You gotta think back in the days of when we were in the Sierra lobby and you'd go in there and the races were just horrible because really nobody knew what they were doing for the most part, and it was just some of them were just wreck fests.
Yeah.
But, you would think, well, that's what's going to come out of it. Well, no, they actually had a pretty good penalty system. Now, granted, that makes more work for the admins, but they would sit down. And then when the incident happened, it would be written down, and they would go back and they would review that incident. If you were involved in the incident and you felt like it maybe have been your fault or may not even have been your fault, you were required on the second time around to go down pit road, take full service, and then come out. You came out wherever you came out. Didn't matter. And if somebody pitted behind you and you beat them out of the pits, it didn't matter. But that
you did what was required, yeah.
Yep, you did what was required, and if they looked at it and said, okay, Blaine, you hit Rod, you're in fault, right? But you didn't go down pit road, you lose a lap. But by going down pit road, you served your penalty. You were allowed to go back out and keep your finish wherever it may be.
And that's the thing. If you think that they might look at you, just do it.
Yeah, well, that's it. That was it. If you know, the problem where you'd had with somebody that, you know, that would look at it like, no, I didn't do anything wrong. I'm not serving that penalty, you know. And then if they went and saw it, you would get, you know, sometimes a harsher penalty because you didn't. So sometimes it was worthwhile, especially early in the race, just to go down pit road, take your lumps, go back out, work your way back to the front.
Or you want to take that chance and appeal it. Like you say, okay, I'm going to make an appeal on that, and then here's why. Then you can leave an explanation, because you always can explain yourself. Like, look, this is why I did this. You know, okay, yeah, we get it. And then they'll remove it, or it sticks, and you still lose that lap.
Yep.
Where, yeah, if you just serve it, you might lose some track position, but is it worth losing an entire lap? When you're out here at a field of 40 cars, you could end up going from second place to 35th. You know, like, that's a big points game.
Still think that they do that to this day, although now it's moderate damage, but still, you know, because after the race, they'll review both races, they save the replays, and, you know, it's hard to do too, and I commend them, because it's really hard to do, because you got to look at it objectively, and so the server is the only true, you know, aspect of what happened. So to take the replay from the server, you're really going to know what happened. But so let's say hypothetically, I got into the back of you or to the side of you, and on my replay, it might not show that, but on your replay, it would show that.
Right.
That's why it's not just one or two drivers that are doing that. They'll get a panel of guys together that, you know, sit down and review it. I believe they do it the next day. I think they do it on Sunday mornings, and everybody has their own replay, so they can say, well, this is what I saw, this is what I saw, and then they can make informed decisions, you know, based on that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always good to save your replay, no matter if you're the driver, like, just always.
Every race I've ever raced in, I've always saved the replay just for that. Somebody says I did something and I don't feel I did, I've got, you know, the proof on my end of it. Then again, sometimes you go look at your replay and go, they were right.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
I run in the cockpit, so you know what I mean. I can't tell the four corners of my car. So yeah, and then you look at it and you go, yeah, they were right. I made a mistake. Pace car lights are off. Turning down pit road. Greg Lovell's on the pole. Nate Balzer's outside. On this restart, Nate doesn't know yet, I don't think, that he is racing to try to get some more money for his Cancer Awareness Week. Be kind of cool to see, though.
Yeah.
Let's see who gets the better start. Balzer's got a great start on the outside. Robert Breedlove right behind him. Tim Anderson giving him a good push. As we said before, that inside line's going to come back going in. Still building up speed. They're only doing 160 miles an hour. They've usually run around just under 200. Tim Anderson leaves the high line.
Threading that needle.
But that could hurt or help. It all depends. Because, you know, they left that high line, but at the moment, you know, Greg Lovell's got nobody. He has him now behind him, but he didn't have him right there. Now he's getting in there where that draft is going to help. You got Brian Lovell right behind them. Eric Lovell behind him. Bobby Farrell back there. That nice and tight on the bottom. Third groove coming on the high side, Rodney Sullins. Nate Balzer's got the middle line going. Rodney's got some good help behind him. Ken Roberts. Billy Iser. Looks like that one will be Gary Heiser. And then Kelly Kaza and Denny Carroll behind him.
Currently focused on Donnie Cameron in the 87, that Jolt sponsor car. Kind of just gives us a good view of the entire pack.
Yeah. How much chaos this really is.
3 or 4 rows back.
What the new people that, like we said, one of the easiest tracks to learn how to drive on is here.
Yeah.
One of the hardest tracks is the Master here.
See, and then when you race offline, if you were to race with the artificial intelligence, the AI in this game is phenomenal. It's been some of the best AI in a racing game I've ever actually experienced. They're a little bit weird on super speedways because they're not comfortable being bump drafted. When you touch the other cars, they kind of compensate for contact. But online, totally different. Hit me, buddy. Let's go.
The other thing, too, though, is if you race this track, the exact same track, the way they've got it set up, with AI cars, not one of them is going to go to the third groove.
You can do some I tweaks to make it happen. There's a lot of guys online, like on Reddit and stuff, that have the custom I files that get some AI racing out here. That is crazy. A lot of my replays that I create for my trailers that I make look bonkers, and those are tweaked AI with car sets. So I'll take this whole roster right here that you see. I mean, I would use this replay all day. This is great. But sometimes I want to take it to a different track. And how do I get these drivers on a different track if they never race on those tracks? Well, you just make a playlist of drivers, run that playlist through NR ratings, because you want to make sure that they all stay together. And then you can put them on that track. And then with some AI tweaks behind the scenes, you can make them run in three lanes really close, you know, or maybe they're not really close, because you can change that drafting distance. It's insane what you can do in the I files for the AI. It's crazy.
Brian gave us a little heads up note, and you can actually see it on the car. You head back there in the 28th position. Greg Palmer's back there, and that thing is not up to speed. He is currently doing 175 miles an hour, and that's it. She's pegged. That's all she's got. Beat up. Now, everybody out there that don't understand points racing, why is he out there? Well, I don't think he's really up there in points, but he's just going to go out there and he's going to finish it out. And, you know, that's how you points race. You never give up. You run it until the end, until the motor blows up or the tires fall off and you no longer can run.
This pack will catch him something awful, but he'll see them coming and he'll get out of the way. Greg Lovell in the 088 leading this thing with Tim Anderson tucked right in behind him.
Just going to go to that, but I was like, I wanted to see how many laps he led, and as always, I've got the boot there for a minute and had to come back in, and you know what that does? That shuts down my GNL TV. Don't have that information, so we're going to have to depend on Blaine for that.
Laps led by the 088, 9.
Yep. Of 11. Alser's trying to get that outside groove going again. We had him 3 wide there for a little bit up near the front. Kind of settled down a little bit. There is a third groove out there trying to work their way up through there. The Kelly Kaza and Doug Hillick out there trying to see if they can get some people to come up. What's the good thing is, you know, they might not be making up a lot of run, better run up there. But you think about it, you're Robert Breedlove, or you're Cameron back there, and you're just, I don't want to run there. And all of a sudden you look up, you see people coming up in that groove. They'll start dropping up there and getting in front of them, see if they can get themselves up there and lead a lap.
The other lap, of course, all the laps have been led by Greg except for one, and that is led by Nate Balser in the 79. Currently on the outside line, they're being pushed by the 931 of Robert Breedlove, followed by the 87 of Donnie Cameron.
Started to kind of get formed up out there. They're starting to make up some little bit of ground out there. A minute ago, he was back there around Bobby Farrow. Now he's up there beside Eric Lovell. Now he's just trying to get up to Brian Lovell. You look at the view that if you're watching TV One, when they go by the start-finish line, you had Tim Anderson and was underneath, literally almost picking up the back of Greg Lovell's car. Brian Lovell was right behind him. And they were just tucked. I mean, you couldn't get any tighter than that. Eric was right behind him. They're doing the same thing down the backstretch. They are just like pushing as hard as they can. That's what's going to keep them out front, running just like that. Running really, really tight on the straightaways. They have to live in the corners. You have to, just because. If you don't, you're going to end up spinning the guy in front of you. So
it's that consistency, right? Yeah, keeping it consistent.
You watch there, Tim, as soon as they come off the corner, he's right on the back bumper of Eric Lovell again and just pushing him.
Yeah, we're going to see it here from the spectator cam.
Some people will say, well, why is he doing that? Why doesn't he try to go and pass him? Well, look at it like this. Who's on the outside of him? Nobody.
Yeah, there's nobody coming.
That's because they're running such a nice, tight line. Them guys on the higher grooves have got to just kind of do the exact same thing, build up that speed. Tim is just, literally pushing him as hard as he can right down that straightaway, and that is keeping them two out front. Although Brian Lovell that's what it is, sorry. They're doing some pit stops. I was wondering what was going on, but I didn't quite catch that the chat said they were pitting. Tim Anderson, good save, very good save. Got a little out of shape there. I don't know whether he got tagged or just a little heavy on the brakes. Oh, he got a little heavy.
Yeah. He's collected it, though.
Eric Lovell just kind of tapped him a little bit, and he did a great job. I don't think he lost that much time. The only thing that kind of hurts about that is if he just slides the tires, but I don't think that hurt him at all.
Brian Lovell got credit with that last lap being led there, that 44 tide ride.
Greg Lovell's actually taking, I think, just inside tires and fuel. That's smart. You don't necessarily need tires, but for the amount of time it's going to take to fuel the car up, you could probably take 4 in that timeline. But this game has also random, pit stop mistakes, and you should happen to have a tire that kind of slows you down or being changed and stuff, and that can hurt your pit stop. So what do? You just do 2, and if they have a problem, they usually have it resolved. And the next time you come in, he'll just take right side tires.
Like, oh no, one of the air wrenches jammed. We're going to be a while.
Yeah.
Damn you, John St. John. Don't tell me that. This is clutch stop right here.
Yeah.
Never mind the car. You couldn't drive a nail. I love that guy. I've replaced him with the Jimmy Johnson pack, but it's such... Yeah, when he starts to chirp you... you've never heard him say that?
No. I've got the... Remember, as I told you, I have the X-rated spotter pack.
You do, yeah.
That I combined it with the Jimmy Johnson spotter pack, and it's quite hilarious.
If you run the original one, when he starts chirping you, it's pretty funny. That's one of my favorite ones. He'll say that. He'll be like, never mind the car, you couldn't drive a nail.
I'd like to find that and just so put it in there.
It is good. He's got some good ones. There's the YouTube video of him chirping you. You can get on there and be like NASCAR Racing 2003 spotter chirping you or whatever, and it's a whole... They stitched them all together.
Rodney Sullivan took the lead over, but he's coming down pit road right now.
Look at all those cars going.
A lot of cars. A little bumping and banging, but no, that was
goes
good.
Wide. Still made it work.
Slocum just was a little bit heavy on that braking, but that was textbook right there. There's a lot of braking up. There's a little bumping and banging, but nothing out of hand. And they got in and all made it down pit road really good.
There's no way Slocum's not getting a black flag for that.
Well, that'd be interesting to see.
He missed the commitment cone completely, but he had to because he had nowhere to go. And then he slides right back in front of Ken Roberts.
What's going to happen? He's going to come in, take tire or take fuel, take whatever. He's going to get a drive-through penalty. Rodney Sullins comes in and out, no tires.
I think Friedlove just got a black flag as well. He might have served it already. They might be they don't hold you under green, do they? Yes, they do. They're holding Slocum.
Okay, well, yes, because of commitment cone.
Yeah, commitment cone violation, so they're going to park them on pit road.
You think about it like this, it's more of a safety thing. So you've got Rodney Sullins currently in second. I don't know who took it. Somebody probably stayed out. You've got Denny Carroll coming with a head of steam on the high side with about 6 cars. They're at full song. Rodney Sullins now, he's just getting overtaken by Ulysses Sandoval. They're only doing about 184, under 85. They're just barely starting to get up to close to that speed. You're going to watch Denny Carroll just roll right on the outside of him and just go right by him, because that's their career. These other guys are just getting up to speed. You can see the speed difference, and the guys that pitted a lap earlier, they're rolling it. They're up to around 200 miles an hour. So now, yes, now you can see that speed is all of a sudden just equaled out. They've gotten up to the same speed they are. Looks like we're going to get probably Denny Carroll is going to be our next leader. Didn't lead that lap. A little bit messed up. Had to go through and figure out who's leading, who's what. We're kind of in the middle of pit stops. So like Denny Carroll, the lead car of that group, is not the leader at that last lap because somebody may have still hasn't pitted yet. And this time by, he is going to be the leader.
Yep.
Only have one lap car down. That would be the 22 of Greg Palmer. We talked about that earlier. Other than that, and all the cars are still out there on the track. Fortunately for Palmer, you just went a lap down with that group.
That looked like that was just. It looked like Causey and Anderson sort of got shot on the line there for a second. I don't know if that was on purpose or not. From the angle I was looking at it looked a little bit suspect.
So, Denny Carroll, your leader. You have Greg Lovell, then Eric Lovell. Nate Balzer back there in the fourth. And then Alex Moe behind him on the inside line. Now, Alex is going to go one position further back as Ken Rogers. Yeah, sorry, I'll fix that in a minute here with my Ken Roberts and Tim Anderson. Rodney Sellens, Kelly Casa trying to make a move on the outside line.
They're getting moving, yeah. Those four cars train themselves together like that.
Sorry about that. Mouth got a little dry. I couldn't talk.
Yeah. We're not single file here very long with these guys doing the show.
That outside line, they're going. They're gaining every lap. Just saw as they come out of the exit of 3 there, the third and fourth car in the bottom group got kind of hit the apron. It slowed them down a little bit, and that didn't let Ken Roberts lead that lap, but he did this time.
He did, yep.
Hold on. I gotta sneeze.
Let her rip. Ken Roberts did lead that lap by 0.06. There's a gap back to the 33. So within 6/100ths of a second.
Hate it when that happens. I didn't sneeze. But anyways, I sure felt like I was going. Sorry about that, but...
Oh, perfectly timed bump at the last second there by 38.
Wow, what a save by Robert Spring. He got a little tap, a little late by Gary Heiser. Gary didn't mean that. It happened that way. And that sent Robert up. Didn't hit the wall, saved it. Gary Heiser got by him. Robert Bach dropped in behind him. Kind of messed up a little bit of the Kaza there, just in the middle exit of the tri-oval, just a little bit too soon. And that just disrupted them. But that high line is rolling it.
Wow, we're just replaying that save by Spring. You're right. That thing looked like it was turning sideways, and somehow he didn't wipe it out. Then he straightens it back out in a 3-wide situation, which doesn't help either. It didn't get any less claustrophobic.
Everybody's like, no, he hit him. Yeah, but go hop in one of these things and try to judge where you are,
That's why we put fenders.
By Robert. Yep. Imagine doing it like I used to do. I don't do it no more anymore. I drove on the roof now when I do the super speedway stuff, which is very, very rarely I do. But I drive in the cockpit. It's even harder to see that nose. Alex Moe drops down to the bottom in front of Tim Anderson, trying to see if he can work his way up near the front. Say, where did Greg Lovell go? He was up front there a minute ago, or kind of around there, but he's still on the bottom, fourth car back, trying to get that bottom groove pushed back up in there. Nate Balzer behind him, Bobby Farrell behind him. Robert Springs with that remarkable save, tucked right up behind Bobby Farrell. Gonna see if they can make that bottom groove work. Now there's more cars that are tight together on that bottom, so they might be able to do that. Look at the 4 cars that you got on that high groove. Some of the who's in super speedway racing, they're tucked right nice and tight. Gary Heiser's coming up behind Poppy there, and it's going to give him a little help, and that might keep that high groove out front.
Ulysses running in 6th. He was out early in the last race, the first race here at Daytona. He's right up in there now.
And it's funny, almost 2 equal amount of cars in each line. Count here, but I think you, without, just as I say that, the 4 cars on the high side drop down to the bottom, and which takes all the momentum out of that high groove. You think you know what they're going to do, and then all of a sudden they change it. The only time I know that I can tell you, oh, this is what they're going to do, is when it's championship week, and per se, Ken Roberts is going to go out there and he's going to try to win this. Rodney Sellens, Kelly Kaza, Matt Parglia, them guys, they're not in it. They're there to help him. I can tell you what they're going to do, but with this kind of race and the way they're doing it, we're only 12 laps away from the finish here. It's going by so quick. Forgot to look down at the laps.
That's the thing, yeah. This has been a fantastic race. Green flag pit stops. They're going to need to pit one more time because they can only get...
Some of them are coming now.
Yep.
Anderson, Carroll. Oh, Anderson didn't make pit road. Balzer, Greg Lovell, Bobby Farrell, Dan Lovell, Robert Spring, Billy Iser. They all just came down pit road with Ken Hunksbury.
This main pack being led right now by the 55 of Ken Roberts again. Sutherland's right behind him. Kelly Kazi, Ulysses Sandoval, Alex Moe, Gary Heiser, Randy Waugh, Eric Lovell, Graham McDonald. Garland Oaks is 1 lap down, I think. Yes. Those cars have not pit yet. So
I think some of the guys didn't take fuel. I know Denny Carroll come down, just took right side tires. They're going to come out in a pretty decent group. They're going to come out in a pretty decent group. Now the next question is are they going to, because it takes, get in there, get on pit road, and then get off. You come out and you're usually not too far away from being run down by the leaders.
Right. Yeah, because they're still
coming right behind them now.
Yeah.
And they're not quite up to speed yet. They're still just doing 185 miles an hour. What they're trying to do is they just want to get straightened up, and they want to try to make sure that they are up to speed enough so that when that lead pack does catch them, they cannot drive by them like we saw Denny Carroll do when he had such a head of speed earlier. But they just lost Bobby Farrell. I think Bobby pitted that last time.
Bobby's coming in with Balser. Wow, going way too fast. Oh, man. There's no way.
I've got to consider the...
Back that up and see what his speed was when he hit that line.
Back there with Ken Roberts, Rodney Sullins, Calsa, Poppy, all them guys, they still have to pit.
Man, he was doing like 90 when he came in.
So what they want to do is they want to try to catch that draft, use that draft to keep their speed up.
Greg Lovell and Dan Lovell, both black flags.
Oh,
Dan and Greg, that's the 388 and the 088.
So now Rodney Sullins, Ken Roberts, Kelly Kaza, Alex Moe, Ulysses Sandoval, and Graham McDonald are coming down pit road. The 2 Lovells, Greg and Dan, are serving their penalty. It should be, if it's a speeding penalty, it should just be a drive-through.
Right, so these 2 cars I'm focused on at the front will not stop. They have to keep it right at 55, and they have been.
You notice, though, we are talking about them guys all in Fords. Dan Lovell's actually in a Trans Am. Pontiac. Didn't notice that until they went down pit road. Rodney Sullins, no tires, just enough fuel. We know they can make it now on fuel.
Mm-hmm. The black flags for the levels have been cleared. They did not show a black flag. Although that would have been a pin entrance violation, they would have held him at his pit stop.
And that was just just a drive-through, probably a speeding penalty down pit road.
Yeah, so if he went and actually got service, they would have just held him extra long down there.
So now they're going down the backstretch, just about the ones like the other guys before. They actually had, I'll tell you, Ken Roberts, Alex Moe, Kelly Kaza, Rodney Sullins, and Graham McDonald had great pit stops. So you look behind them, they're coming, but they're not going to be right behind them. I think they're just about up to speed now.
I think Ulysses got credit for that lap being led. Like you say, that lead pack is coming. They're going to leave these guys behind. But Ulysses did get credit for that lap. And he will lead that one lap, so he will get those bonus points.
Now, the guys that just pitted, the late pitters, they are almost half a straightaway ahead. These guys up front can just get, nose to tail, play nice for a little bit, and they can prevent them guys from being up there. The problem is as soon as they start getting a little bit racy, that's going to bring that second pack into them. That's the second pack is the guys that pitted a couple of laps earlier.
Yeah, we're looking at it right now. The second pack being led by Billy Allisor, Denny Carroll, Robert Spring, Doug Hewlick. These guys. Hunsbury's in there too, but he's actually a lap out. But he's helping because he's not damaged, or he might be a little bit damaged, but he's in the middle of that pack, so he's definitely helping that pack move faster because he makes it a 5-car pack instead of a 4-car pack.
We're going to come to the line with about 5 laps to go. And we know they can make it on fuel. That's not a problem. Now, those guys that are behind them, they're going to be pedaling to try to get caught up. If these guys stay the way they are, at least in this way until they get down near the last lap, then start getting, crazy and racing for it, they may not be able to catch up to them.
This black box I got up here on the left of your screen, you'll see in the 7th position, the 26th last time by was 4 seconds. Now he's 4.3. So they're actually, front pack is actually pulling away slightly that last time by.
I just keeping it racing like that, nose to tail, can keep them behind them. Like I said, then that's going to happen is as soon as they get racing. It may not happen. You can
see these guys are tighter, right? That's the thing. These guys are actually, these guys are pretty tight too. They're just not. That's the thing, though. If they're not 100%, like you can see, there's a gap there from Spring to Hunsbury. Oh, and Billy Ellisor is coming down pits, so that's going to break that up. Yeah, now it's only a 4-car pack, so they're not moving as quick anymore.
Eliassi Sandoval back there. I think, let me check.
6th position for Ulysses, running 6th right now.
Donnie Cameron is 1 lap down right behind him, but him being right there helping him out is just going to keep these guys. Now, they're going to stay like that as we come to the line this time about 5 laps to go, or 4 laps to go, sorry. These guys will stay like this until they get around now to that. I'm assuming they'll stay like this till we get to the last lap. Then they can start getting a little bit racy, and them guys might not catch up to them by then. So,
Dennis McCarthy in the 024 showing a black flag, and it has been cleared.
It all depends, if you're Alex Moe, are you pushing last race winner up to and keeping him up front, or you and Kelly Kaza working on something? Who? It's a question of who's going to work with who. They want to stay that way. They go. They don't.
Can we quote Ken from the interview that we just did? He not say your friend pool gets a lot smaller?
Yep.
So now, him and Mo work together all the time, but it's 2 races in a night. Race 31 tonight.
You looked at it earlier.
Ken won that thing, so I don't know.
I looked at it earlier in the points, so let me look at something right here.
Smoke coming out of the try over there. Somebody must have got into the wall. Too late in the race now. I'm not going to go looking for it. It's only a couple laps to go here, so we're going to just stay focused on this lead pack. That pack behind them is down to 7-second gap now, so they are not going to catch these guys.
Alex Moe is only run, counting the race that he just ran, this will be his 4th race. He's not in the point, so he could be the upsetter. He could just sit right where he is and help Ken Roberts. But then again, he could upset it the other way around too. You know, take it away from him, knock him to the back.
Graham McDonald right there. Like you said, we went back into his Mopar car. That's cool to see. He's right up there in 5th spot.
He needs the points. He took a little hit that first race. Not a terrible, but it dropped him down one. Kenny Carroll is not in this lead pack. He's right there in the back. He's right there, you know, kind of just in the back pack behind him, which is going to help him. He's still back there in the 7th position. This will help Graham McDonald.
It looked like Mo might have been looking a little bit. Also might have just been readjusting his hands on the steering wheel too, maybe.
How'd you like to be Ken Roberts now? You're not looking at the front very much.
No.
Watching that rearview mirror. We're coming down for the white flag. I believe it's going to be the white flag. Yes, sir, it is. Now, this is where we find out who's working with you, who's not working with you. You can see Lissy Sandoval trying to coax some people. Let's go do something.
Yeah. Oh, he dropped way down there.
Yeah, he tried something. I don't think it worked.
Yeah.
Out of that draft. I think, look, Kelly Cos is looking. I don't think Kelly Cos is really in the points either. Don't see him in the top 29 in points, so he just pulled out of the way. Let these guys fight out. There we go. Look at that.
2nd place is a photo finish.
So we get to talk to Ken Roberts again.
Yeah.
This time we get Alex Moe and Rodney Sellens.
Alex actually got the 2nd place. Was really close. That was something to watch there. Where'd Ken go? Got to put that flag in there before he decides to bail on me again. Wow, two nights or 2 races in one evening here, and he wins them both.
And what did he say? He wasn't going to have any friends. He wasn't.
Yep.
Alex Moe back there celebrating. I mean, I kind of figured that Alex would probably just stay with him. Alex is a great racer, and you know he's not in the points here, so come over and race. Just why? Because he likes to race.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can, you know, push Ken Roberts up there to that, you know, and next time they're out sometime, you know, Ken Roberts will repay the flavor.
Replay the flavor.
Absolutely. There's the burnout.
Didn't get a burnout.
Oh, okay.
Both times. Never got a burnout both times.
Man, the myth, the world's greatest NASCAR 2003 painter. You got Rod and Blaine up in the booth. You got us, buddy?
World's
I
greatest.
do. How you fellas doing?
I like that, huh?
You know how we know you're the world's greatest? Because you actually have that Habana Brisa on an actual car in real life. That's it.
That's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
So your first race wasn't quite, you know, what... you didn't win it. You were still right there in it. You did lead a few laps, and you come into this one here, and you're still running darn good. 3rd place, I was beginning to wonder if any of you guys were going to make a move, or whether you were just at that point where you were just, you know, we're happy here. It's good points night. You know, what was your thought going into those last, well, let's say 3 or 4 laps? You're going to stay there, or if somebody would have gone, would you have gone?
Yeah, I was just kind of getting some points because I've missed 2 races, so I've got to get points. I'm 20-something in the points. Not that I'm gonna really race for the championship, you know, but you never know. But just wanted a good finish, you know. Needed them tonight. I got a 5th in the first one, and I don't know. I guess I'm 3rd on this race. So congrats to Ken, by the way, for a back-to-back double tonight. That's awesome. But yeah, just wanted a good finish. Yeah, that first race, I didn't get obviously interviewed for that. I got bumped coming out of pit road, and it knocked me across the line. So I got a black flag for merging too soon, even though.
Oh, okay.
So I had to go to the back, and that's, kind of worked my way back up close to the front. Ended up finishing, I think, 5th. So, it's a good race, fun race, but it was quite exciting. But yeah, tonight, man, I don't know if y'all seen my one green flag pit stop. Holy cow, that's probably the best. I went in, I don't know how fast I was going when I crossed, and I locked her up and let off right at 55 or 56 and rolled down through there. And oh man, the second one wasn't too bad either. Me, Ken, Alex, Kelly, Graham, I think Ulysses took a can, cost him, maybe Donnie or somebody, but that's all good pit stops we did, and that's what got us all the finishes that we did there to end.
Yeah, we were
stayed in line there.
We were watching that, and because they pitted 2 laps earlier than you did, and you guys come out, and I'm like, well, they all came out really, really good, looked good, and then we come off, you guys get, by the time you get about 3/4 of the way down the straightaway there, the backstretch, they're coming. And I said, boy, hopefully they get together, and that's exactly what you guys did. Not only did you guys have great pit stops, you tucked in, you got right together. We were keeping track of that gap, and it just got to the point where you guys got tight, right? You know what I mean? When I say you were tight and right, you were just right there going good, and you guys started to gap them. So that's, by the end of it all, you guys were about 10 seconds ahead of them. When they come off pit road, at one point they were about 4 seconds behind you.
No, very nice. Yeah, that was the plan. We just got in there together. Tonight's kind of sucks when you have that first. I won the pole in both races. I can't believe that, first of all. But green flag pit stops is when you don't want to have that pit stall. And I had it both races, and I lost, about 3 or 4 spots on pit road both times. Even that first time I had a really good stop. I came out okay. But that time there, I was a little bit more careful. And I went in behind Ken, I think, and come out in 4th or 5th. So 4th, I think. 5th. No, yeah, Ulysses got around. So I came out in 5th place. So that first stall really kind of burnt me, that last pit stop. But lucky to be here in 3rd. But yes, it was a good race. Fun race. What do we have, 1 or 2 cautions?
Blaine would have to give you that information if he's still, I think they've shut it down already. Wait a minute. Actually, I can tell you that. Hold on 1 second. Got that pulled up.
Copy that.
2 cautions.
2 cautions, okay. Oh yeah, there was the one right off the first lap, I think. Wasn't it? Was that this race? That was this race, wasn't it? You run 2 races, they start to run together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, imagine trying to be up here when you pull that up on us. We're not Seth Cole. We don't have this all written down here.
So I found the replay, Rodney, of that pit stop you're talking about. Oh, wait a second, I got the broadcast in the wrong.
Yeah,
I got the broadcast
the first
in the wrong
one
mode there.
Because I think Breedlove or somebody said they were going to pit, and then I think the 44 turned off. I didn't know he was going in. And I said, well,
you're 97 mile an hour when you hit the commitment cone sideways.
Yeah, that's
you passed about 6 people, and you didn't get a penalty for that. It's insane.
No, oh no.
But yeah, you got it. You got it down to 53, but you were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pit stalls in before you got it to 53 and let off. That's wild.
Yeah, and that's what they call hot pitting.
That is the definition
of hot pitting right there.
we need to clip that. How to hot pit. How to lock the brakes up at 100 mile an hour when you hit the commitment cone, slide through 12 pit stalls and not get a black flag. That might have got you. I mean, that definitely got you where you were in that third place finish. That's crazy. That was lap 17, by the way.
Lap 17. Yeah, man. Yeah. I thought for sure I'd blown it. Because I was watching the 44 and the 931 when we were coming in, so I was focusing on them to see if one of them tried to turn down low in front of me or what. So I was kind of looking at them, kind of lost track of my speed, and I just started braking. And
because Breedlove was coming in hot too, but he hit the line right at 55. You were going 97. And that was the same pit stop. Oh, you know why we didn't focus on that? Because of what Slocum did. Slocum came in around the commitment coma on the grass, cut everybody off, straightened it out, and he did get a stop and go, actually. They held him in the box for an extra 10 seconds. So he actually had to pit, get full service, and then sit there. That's why we missed your hot pit, because his was even crazier. But he got a penalty for his.
Rodney says, no problem with that.
Yeah, that's one of those. I think that might be one of the greatest pit stop sequences ever, now that we go back and look at it a second time.
Because, what happens when you get away with that once, when you got it on the video, then the next thing you know, they turn around and make a rule about that. I've had a few leagues that have done that. You're not allowed to hot pit, so.
Right.
Oh, no, really?
That's boring.
Yes, it is. It is, but then again, they gotta be the ones that watch the video to prove it.
That's the whole thing. Is it's really hard to police that. You have to watch everybody's pit stop every time, and monitor.
Yeah, definitely. So I was gonna look here. I was waiting for Graham to update it. I don't think he has quite yet. Probably won't right after that. That's because you guys, I think they've got to go down and review a lot of the stuff. We won't see. Where are you? Gotta find you.
Yeah, I'm down in the 20s. I missed a couple races, like I say, last weekend, as a matter of fact.
So coming into this race, you were 21st. You had. How'd you do that? You lost 3 positions. Oh, you gained 3 positions. Sorry.
Only 3?
Only 3. So that might help you out that.
That's pretty crazy considering I finished 5th and 3rd.
Yeah.
3 races.
Well, I don't have. That's just for after the first. I don't have the updated points for this one yet. Just because.
The updated one. Yeah. So Graham just sent it to me like 3 minutes ago. You gained another 2 spots. You're in 11th right now with 169 points, right behind Hutsbury.
I'm in 11th.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I gained 20 something. I gained 10 or 12 spots.
11th
since
is
the
10,
start of the night.
12 spots.
Yeah.
Or 13 spots.
You said 21st is where I was at, or 24th?
21st. Now you're in 11th.
Okay, so 10 spots. I'll take it.
Yep.
30 on the first one. So you're right. That's 13 spots overall for the whole night. That's pretty good.
I'll take it.
Nothing wrong with that at all. I have to call you the man, the myth, the legend, the world's greatest painter, because some of the paints that you do out there are absolutely phenomenal.
Well, we were checking out
I appreciate it.
McCarthy's Svengoolie paint job. Super cool. I was all over that thing. I'm like, no way, this guy's got a Svengoolie. I thought it was Alice Cooper for a second because I saw it from a distance, and then I was like, wait a second.
Dennis actually submitted that car. Yeah, he submitted that car to Svengoolie.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he sent that car to Svengoolie for to see if they wanted to put it on their show for anything. A rendering of that car.
Wait a second.
Nice.
Do they still do the show?
Yeah.
No way. Huh.
Yeah, it said Tarantula was showing tonight.
See, I don't think we get that show in Canada. I only kind of heard about it because I listened to the Howard Stern show, and
I've never heard of it.
He loves all that stuff. But in Canada, we had something when I was a kid called the House of Frightenstein or something. The Hilarious House of Frightenstein. It was like Vincent Price was on it, and it was just this like sketch comedy kind of preteen kind of kid show thing, but it was all based in in horror movies and stuff. So it was all, like there's Frankenstein and all these different characters and stuff. But having Vincent Price in it was crazy. I'm like, this guy's a theatrically trained actor. Why is he in this weird kid show? In this weird sketch comedy Halloween show that's on all year round. And Svengoolie is kind of the same lane. I'm surprised they still do it.
Never seen it. Don't know anything about it.
Yeah, they're all a lot of fun, those little shows.
Me neither, so. All right, buddy, because we gotta, hopefully we can get to the next guy. I don't know if we can get him up here or not. Only reason I say that is because he's down in the review room, so we're gonna have to see if we can snag him away.
Oh, the review lounge.
Yeah. But Before we do that, I'm going to give you the floor, Rodney, to thank the people that you want to thank that helped you get you here.
Yeah, man. Obviously, thanks to Tarnation TV, Blaine, Rod, you guys. Look forward to watching this doubleheader, as I call it. I'm sure it's going to be great and fun to watch. I know you guys put on a good show. Again, congrats to Ken again on the double win. Sweeping the night. Great job there. Keith, Graham, all the admins here at PRL for putting this on. Thank you guys. I know sometimes doing this job can be a pain, and we appreciate what you guys do. Black Rifle Coffee, Havana Brisa, my RPM teammates there at Redline Performance Motorsports. How was that, Blaine? No, that worked out.
That's a mouthful, yeah. I got it written down. I still can't say it properly.
My dad, I know he's watching. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. My cousin Eric, if you've started tuning in, I don't know if you have. Love you guys. Hope you enjoyed it. And next Saturday night, Nate Balser's breast cancer awareness race. I'm not going to be there. I'm actually, I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm going to Kansas City to pick up the Havana Brisa hood that was on the car at Talladega. So,
nice.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, a guy who buys and sells sheet metal found it, knew I designed it, sent me a picture of it, and I checked it with my pictures, and that is the exact hood off the car that it was at Talladega. That if you look at me on Facebook, you'll see on my cover photo.
That's cool.
That's the actual car that hood was on. So I'm picking it up in Kansas City at the race next weekend. So I'm going to miss that race, but I hate that. It's for a good cause. But I don't know who's broadcasting. Are you broadcasting that, Blaine?
The cancer race next week?
Yes, sir.
Race for a Cure will be broadcasted by Flat Out Racing Network, hosted by Seth Cole with me on co-host duties.
Oh, okay.
I missed the coin toss.
Yeah. Nate had to do a bunch of coin tosses. He was tossing coins to see what channel it would be on, and then he would be the hosts. So.
Got you. All right. Well, good deal. Well, I'll miss you guys next week. Have a good night. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you, and I'll see you sometime.
Thanks, Rodney.
Congratulations. There you go. Rodney Sullins, like I said, one of the world's greatest NASCAR 2003 painters, your third place finisher for tonight.
Thanks, guys. Good job, Alex.
All right, Alex Moe, you got Rod and Blaine in the booth. You got you, buddy?
Yeah, what's going on, guys?
You tell me what's going on. You had pretty good runs tonight, bud.
Yeah, I just missed an interview there in the first race, finished fourth, and then got one here, finished second. So good points night for me. I can't make every single race on these Saturdays. I'd love to, because they're broadcasted, but last week wasn't the best for me in points, but I needed this good points night tonight, and we got it. So no complaints here.
Yeah, but you haven't really run the whole season. Were you thinking about taking and trying to get Ken Roberts, or were you just kind of happy I'll take the second place and keep going out there? You didn't lead any laps tonight, and if you're doing for points, you need to lead. You know how it goes. You need to do what you can to try to get the most points.
Well, yeah, I would have liked to have stayed out and lead a lap, but on these shorter races, you got to try to kind of keep the track position, so I can't just stay out, on the second lap of the caution and lead the lap. Plus, other guys are trying to do the same thing, so it doesn't always work out. But yeah, I needed the points. Usually when I'm not here, it's because I'm stuck at work, on Friday or Saturday nights. So if I'm not working, I'll be here. But yeah, I needed the points tonight, and up there with Ken and Rodney and them, Kelly, I know they're all teammates, RTG guys. So I knew I wasn't going to be able to do much, because they're gonna work together. So I just figured I'd stay in line there, finish second, and get a good points night. Yeah,
that makes sense right there, because them guys will. You decide to pull out, they're going to be like, all right, see, Alex, you're going backwards, because they'll stay together and then you're out there. So I think that was probably the better strategy for the night.
Yeah, with 2 to go there on the backstretch, I think I kind of was starting to fool around with Ken, just dive it left, go right, see what he did and the guys in my mirror did. And yeah, I knew I wasn't going to be able to do much. They're all going to work together, and that's fine. I'll take the second place any night.
Absolutely. For me, I mean, I'd take it every day. Just being Talladega itself, not my favorite kind of racing, but that's really good for you. And you always run good just about everywhere you go. I've been in quite a few races with you, and one of the races you don't like racing you against is Michigan, because we know we're fighting for second place at Michigan.
Oh yeah, I like all the shorter tracks, but yeah, super speedway racing here, it's a whole different animal. It gives everybody a chance, and you just gotta have a strategy, work the air, work through traffic, just try to be there at the end and hope things go your way. With a checkup in the bottom line, top line, whether you're single file, you just gotta do what you can at a super speedway. It kind of evens the playing field. So I'm happy with second. Running up there, that's a great group of guys, and great group of racers as well. Ken, Rodney, Kelly, Graham, I think you is up there. I mean, those are all top-notch racers, especially on super speedway. So just glad to be up there and maybe have a chance at it.
Absolutely. Blaine, you got anything for him? Because we're gonna let him have the floor if you don't.
Well, we were looking at some of these pit stops that were going on, and probably one of the most exciting pit stop sequences we saw for a couple of guys like Slocum through the grass and getting it in there, and Rodney somehow, like we were talking about hot pitting, hits the line at 97 miles an hour, gets it slowed down within 12 pit stalls, and didn't get a black flag. So did you know that you could hot pit that hard? Because that was probably the craziest hot pit I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, I was listening to you guys talking to him right before you brought me up for the interview, but certain tracks you can hot pit at, certain tracks you can't hot pit as hard at. I think the secret is, as long as you don't touch the gas and you keep the brake down all the way from whatever speed you hit the line at down to when you get to 55, I don't think it'll flag you. I'm kind of more of I hate black flags, especially on the money stop at the end of the race. Right. I'm usually more of a better safe than sorry kind of guy. I might hot pit a little, I might go in there, maybe 70,
like 60,
65,
70,
65, 70, something like that, and just get it woed down to 55. Some of these guys, they love hot pitting. I'm try to keep it a little bit safer, because there's been a few times where I've really tried to hot pit, and right as I'm holding the brake and getting down to 55, I burp the throttle a little bit to try to not drop my speed too much below 55, and it's gotten me with the black flag a few times. So let them hot pit. I can enter my stall about as hard as anybody can, so I do make up some time there. And it just, the way it worked out on that last stop, we all came out in line, and I was second, and we pretty much stayed that way till the end.
Yeah, you didn't mess up anywhere, that's for sure. That was a flawless race, man, all the way around. And it's keeping the car clean, too. Some of those accidents tonight weren't too crazy in the Talladega one, but in that Daytona race, there was a lot of wrecks.
Yeah, Daytona's, much tighter than Talladega. Once they go 3 wide, I'm almost expecting a wreck. And it was kind of unfortunate that first wreck here on the first lap of Talladega, or Primetime, kind of ruined a few people's races. Greg, possibly Danny, and I think somebody else. So that was unfortunate. I'm a little surprised they didn't decide to restart it, but I mean, that's just the way it goes. It's not my decision. But it was a good points night overall. Kept the cautions to a relative minimum, at least in the second race here, and hope we put on a good show for you and everyone watching.
All right, so I'm going to give him a chance to thank the people that got him here. And then we'll get on to Ken Roberts, if we can steal him out of the review lounge.
Yeah, shout out to Ken. He did a good job there, coming out in front of the field on the last pit stop. Good win, Ken. Props to you guys, Blaine and Rod. You guys do a great job as always. Big shout out to Nate Balzer and his big 2025 Race for the Cure breast cancer race next Saturday. Hope everybody tunes into that and donates as much money as they can afford. Hopefully, I think it's a full field. It might be a couple alternates waiting for a couple spots to open up, but it should be a great broadcast. I think that's over on FRN with Seth, Cole, and Blaine here. Shout out to Lowe's Chevrolet, everyone who's loyal to me in the game and in real life. Hope everyone has a great rest of their weekend, and just glad to be off work and be able to come out and race on a Friday or Saturday.
All right, there you go. The second place finish tonight, Alex Moe congratulations and good luck. Well, you're running in the breast care awareness race?
Yes, sir. I'll be there next week in the
Awesome.
48. I'm running the same paint scheme I ran last year. Pink breast cancer 48 Lowe's sponsored Chevrolet.
Perfect. Good luck in that race, buddy.
Yep. Hope everyone can tune in and watch it. Thanks for all you do, guys. Thanks to all the admins here, all the broadcasters, everybody that still makes this game going possible.
Here you go, second place finisher, Alex Mo.
Thanks, Alex.
Good win, Ken. Thanks, guys. Good win, Ken.
Thanks, Alex.
All right, so we interviewed him earlier.
What's happening?
I'm not gonna win the second one. You win one race, and now you got a bullseye on your back, and boy, great pit stop. The last pit stop there, you guys all come out really, really good, and was actually pulling away from the guys that pitted 2 laps earlier on you. We kept a good close eye on that. All in all, not a bad night for you, bud.
Yeah, it's going to be bittersweet. I went back and looked at the replay of the Daytona race, and I cut across Brian Lavelle's nose. So that incident's going to be put on me. So I'll get that win taken away. But as far as the Talladega race, yeah, it was a good race. A lot of fun. We were mixing it up. Did a little high lining and had some good pit stops. Got out front there and got there with Alex and Rodney and Kelly Causey, and we burned off the last 10 laps. And I kept waiting for Alex to make a move. I wasn't sure where he was going to go, so I was trying to anticipate that, but I wasn't going to fight him too hard. Looking for good finishes, get up there in the points, and make sure I make the playoffs. But yeah, so sweet and sour night.
Still, all in all, not it does suck. And then what happens with that situation? Where does that move you back to if you get found that you were at fault?
Yeah, definitely at fault. I went back and looked at it. He had position on me. He had his nose on me. I thought I was clear. I came down on him. So I think because I didn't serve, so it's a 1-lap penalty post race.
Okay. That's kind of what I was wondering. That's gonna hurt you because you made up a little bit of time, a little bit in the points. Granted, you'll make up a little bit more. You led 15 laps, the most laps in the second race, so that'll help. It's unfortunate to hear that that happened with you because you had really, really good night on both races. So
well, this race here with the win here was a 4-position change up to 4th, but then taking away those points, you probably just go back down.
Yeah,
7th or 8th.
It'll hurt a little bit, but it's not crushing. It's still early in the season, so it's like I said, it's just a little bit sweet and sour. So, the funny thing is, I love Daytona. That's my absolute favorite track. I love racing there. I love the racing there, how tight it is, with the 3 wide and cars bouncing off of each other, bumping, door slamming. It's a little bit of everything. Then you get to Talladega, the second race, and you feel like you're racing on a runway strip. You got all this room and stuff. So, but but the Daytona wins are hard to come by. But yeah, we'll pack up and we'll come back next week and get after it again.
right, I like that. That's the best way to look at it. It's unfortunate you had a situation, but you still got plenty of time to go out there and try to snag this championship away from Greg Lovell.
Yeah, we'll try.
He got hit with black flag too. Him and Danny. Late in the
he
race
took a hit that second one, yeah.
Yeah, Talladega there, they both got hit with black flags, so they had to serve that under green.
Yeah, we didn't have any cautions in the Talladega race, did we?
2 for 4 laps.
Early.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say are you gonna be out tomorrow at ASR?
Yeah. Yep.
Because you have been over there too, right? Like you just everywhere.
Yeah, I try to race Thursday at RTG, Friday and Saturday at PRL, and then Sunday over at ASR with Wolf and them.
Nice.
It's a great little series. It's we got 15, 18, 19 cars. It's a lot of fun. It's wide open. You know, we're racing with guys we don't normally race with, so we're having a lot of fun with that. You know, trying to hold first place is almost impossible over there because everybody's gunning for, you know, to be in first and lead a lap. And so it is a fun little series, and you can do that when you got, like I said, 15, 18 cars. You're able to do that when you know, versus these 30 car packs. You know, you got to kind of, you know, you work it differently. So, but it is a fun little series. You know, so if guys get a chance to come out and run it, man, it's a lot of fun.
We've been trying to get some guys over there for you because you just need a few more. You don't need a whole lot, just a few more to get that going pretty good, you know?
Yeah, 10-4.
All right, Blaine, you think we can give them the floor and let them thank the people that got them here?
Sounds like a plan.
All right, buddy, floor is yours. Thank the people.
Yeah, I'd like to thank you guys doing the broadcast, and I love watching them afterwards. Thank PRL for putting this on. You know, it's a big group of guys here, pretty competitive, a lot of fun. Thank my teammates, Redline and Rodney Solins, for my paint. I've known Rodney in long time, and he paints up pretty nasty cars. But I appreciate all his efforts on that. He does a lot of cars for a lot of people, but I appreciate him for that. And that's about it, man. Just we'll pack it up, and we'll come back next week and see what we can do.
All right, then. Well, congratulations. Kind of unfortunate. You did have 2 wins, lost one of them, but that's all right. And we'll see them in 2 weeks, right? Blaine?
No, we've only been hired to do these 2 because Top Dragster does PRL, but they couldn't do the last 2 weeks. That's why we're covering for Andrew. So.
Okay. All right. Perfect. So it's been fun doing it for you.
It's still
guys.
broadcasted, so just by a different channel.
All right.
Oh, one more shout out to Mr. Solins. I'll just let him know that's how these Yankees do it.
Yeah, he was saying in the YouTube chat there, I guess I better cook that old Northern Yankee a few burgers. Great job, buddy.
Yeah, it was funny the whole time we were down there, and when we went to leave, he was giving us a shortcut to get back out to the highway, you know, because you wouldn't believe the people at the Talladega race. There's so many people getting out. And he's like, listen to me, Yankee. And he took us out this one way, and I mean, we went through the boonies, and all of a sudden, boom, we popped out on the highway, and we was off and running because we drove all the way from Alabama back to Ohio that night. But there was a couple of us in the van. We took turns driving, but wasn't too bad. But had a fantastic time, you know. So highly recommended if guys to get a chance to go to a Talladega race to do it. It is truly awesome down there.
There you go, our first place finisher on the second race, and first, but you know, we can't talk about that now. But congratulations,
unofficially, yeah.
Unofficially, yeah. Congratulations, and a good job tonight, bud.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Ken.
See you guys.
Moving back down to the preview room where they're probably wanting him.
Yeah, he's got work to do.
Got work to do.
I think the race is over, but not for those guys.
Yeah. It was pretty good racing.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the yellow flags, and it's like, yeah, there wasn't any, but there was. But they didn't, you know, they weren't the big one. You know, everybody's always looking for the big one. They were just, they are what they are. And the big ones I find are kind of rare. Like, we've had happen a couple times. You get 20 cars involved in a wreck, but most of the time it's half a dozen or so. It's not too bad.
These guys, like I said, we have said it, we can't say it enough. The consummate professionals when it comes to the super speedway racing. They're just incredible to watch.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's just, and the 2 tracks is cool.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, next week, Race for the Cure, not 2 tracks, not a points race, special event. Long one, too. I think it's 85 or 87 laps they're running. Race for the Cure, sponsored by Nate Balser. I'll make sure the link is in the description below if you'd like to donate a couple of bucks to that thing. Hosted by Flat Out Racing Network. I believe it starts at 9, so it's going to be a late one. But the field will be full because Nate will, you know, hand-picked all-star team, plus he'd probably have 2 or 3 alternates waiting on the bench just in case people can't get in there. They can do some car swapping and make it happen. But the big events are always a lot of fun to be a part of, so that's going to be super cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, then a little bit of a week off for the Saturday night shootout series here for the PRL crew, but they'll be back in full force the week after that. And tomorrow we'll be at ASR, and we'll be back at Talladega. And on Tuesday we're at New Hampshire with Maverick, and of course Thursday Rolling Thunder Gaming with the Talladega Challenge. But yeah, busy. But there's the current standings unofficially, of course, right now after the race you just watched, race number 8. And I think that's all we got to say. You got any final words there, mister?
Just some great racing. I thought that was pretty awesome. Green flag pit stops. Really never really had too much of the big one. Congratulations to Ken, on the second one. But as he said, lost the first one. I don't know who ended up. I forget who got second, so that's going to end up probably going to them. But no, it was just a fun, good group of guys. Great racing. Love calling it.
On that hot pitting too was crazy. Yeah, the reason we didn't see the Sullins hot pit was because the Slocum one was just finesse through the grass around the pylon, cuts everybody off, does his pit stop. They hold him obviously for 10 seconds because you're not allowed to do that, but it's way too smooth. Totally missed Sullins coming in at 100 miles an hour and not getting a penalty. But yeah, I'm gonna have to make a YouTube short about that one. That was pretty nuts.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Something crazy is always going on here.
Absolutely.
On a Talladega track somewhere, or just on the racing surface in general in NASCAR 2003 season. So we're glad to be part of it. But as always, thanks everybody for watching, everybody interacting in the YouTube channel, watching it live, watching it after it's been live, and of course the drivers in the leagues, the leagues that run the way they run. They're all very unique. They're all very fun to be a part of. So we're trying to keep it all straight. But at the end of the day, it's a ton of fun. That's the name of the game. So thanks everybody involved. Thank you, Mr. Rod Weston. We guess we'll see you tomorrow.
Absolutely.
We'll be here. If the women do not find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Keep your stick on the ice.